Hello, hello. Hey, Chef Alton. It is Thursday morning. We're going to be working on some perks. And the goal, we could add this spell. I think the goal is going to be to just get through this list if we can in the morning. It might be a little bit difficult. Let me take a look. Shop specific item stacking. Okay, well, these ones should be the easiest. The other two are going to be a little bit harder, and I don't think they're needed yet. Hey, Pretzel. Not first indeed. Good to see you again. Yeah, okay, let's start working on this stuff. I wanna get through these four at least in the morning. I think it's possible. It might not even take that long. So auto harvest. Second then? I should make a second redeem and just say, hey, if you're first, don't redeem this. I am doing well. I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, so what would make someone want this? I feel like we should probably have multiple levels, but it shouldn't be too much. And it shouldn't... I guess the question is, should this stop you from having to click? Probably not. Or else there would be overlap with farming frenzy. Like you plant lots of crops at once, and harvesting, one of them at a time is probably not great. Maybe we say something like automatically harvest a crop every 5 seconds, or yeah, 10 seconds. Harvesting efficiency is applied to this harvest if you have it. It's athletics. Yeah, I don't think this is something you would want multiple levels of. This is, I don't know. I wonder if we should just say like adds a worker that only harvests from the farm. And we give it a little straw hat. Probably themed better as add a worker that will only ever harvest from the farm. It actually kind of makes me think that it would be better suited for fishing if we said like auto fish. And like, yeah, once in a while, it will catch a fish from your pond for you. And even that, I'm not certain about doing. But yeah, I think auto harvesting from the farm is just not that interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to cancel this. Okay, so what if we did perk auto fishing? Catches a fish from your pond every X seconds without having to battle. So now this has overlap with flimsy fish, although you do need to start a battle there. I wonder what X would have to be to make this interesting. And I also wonder how many fishing perks do we have already? Oh, this is going to fail. I gotta cut that out. Yeah, it already built, so it's going to fail. And it might not even let me rebuild. Oh, weird. Okay. Nope, it's broken. Yeah, nothing will work. The reason why is I had an ability ID, but no ability made for it. So it's going to say you didn't actually make auto harvest. And now if I try running it, it might not have detected that there's a change. Yeah. Ugh. It's frustrating. Maybe I have to do this and then try building it. Hey, man. Thursday to remember. I wonder how good today would have to go for me to be like, that was a Thursday to remember. Okay, so I wanted to see how many fishing perks do we have. I need the money. And then we need to look. So 3, 6, 10, 13. But this doesn't really count. Yeah, I think fishing could use another perk. I guess we're also going to have this mana fish thing. The other thing we could do is make this a generated perk and have X change as the match goes on. That's not too bad. If we make it generated, then you wouldn't get multiple levels of this. But I don't know if you'd want multiple levels anyway. You might. We could say like level 1 catches a fish from your pond every 20 seconds. And then level 2 catches a fish from your pond every 10 seconds. This still wouldn't let you get it down to nothing. And just in terms of like sludge per minute, it would be, what, 3 fish per minute? So it'd be 30 sludge per minute. That's not even crazy or anything. It does kind of make me think this should be a generated ability. Okay, let's start with that. Yeah, let's start with it and just see where that goes. Auto fishing equals 212. All right, so how do we do this? We go to crop value, I guess, and call this auto fishing. And get rid of this, auto fishing. So there's going to be a frequency. And I don't know what we set it to, 10. It doesn't matter whether there's a thing here or not. So this requires the pond. This stuff looks good. That looks good. You don't have to put an adventure with the pond? Yeah. But it's not going to like fully replace battling the fish. It's just going to take a few of the fish from the pond for you, I think. Anyway, we'll see. All right, so get frequency. Base value? I don't know why there's a base value here. And this is an integer. And this is an integer. And this turns into frequency. All right, we're getting there. So generating this, what do we want to do? We want to start at the highest value it's ever going to be. So let's do the maximum of constant base value once every 30 seconds, I guess. So base value and then base value minus. So let's say you get 30 perks. Let's bring this down to 15 seconds. No, I think let's do times 2 divided by 3. Wait, is that correct? How am I doing this? So if this is 18, then times 2/3 will be 12. Base value minus 12 will be 18 seconds. So 18 perks will be at 18 seconds. I don't think that's enough. Maybe. I don't know. But I think this would be too much. So clamp this between what, the minimum and the maximum. Minimum should be 5. Maximum should be base value. Yeah. Let's try it like that. And then generate this no matter what. This will just return true. So you just don't override this at all. Generated ability can generate. Yeah, it just returns true, so delete that. And then the description is going to be auto fishing. I think that's what we call the other ones. Yeah, auto dash and then a lowercase thing. Automatically catches fish for you every frequency seconds. No, we just say frequency. And then in here, we put the frequency. Frequency 0 S. Min value, just put 5. Yeah, actually, I shouldn't have even done this. I should have just said 30 minus this. And we don't even need a clamp here. We could just say math dot maximum. There. Okay. Now we have no constants. See what you did? I'll turn this bus around, Matt. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Now we go into the town perk generator and we add this one in. So where's fishing stuff here? Ability ID dot, what did I call this? Auto fishing. Cool. And then we go make it work. So when you unlock this, the pond itself will keep track of a timer, which is very similar to how the treasure room works. Where is the timer for that? Time until granting free chest. Yeah, let's do that. So this is going to the fishing pond. And let's put that there. Time until auto fishing. The rare black shirt. I think I only own one black shirt like this. I used to have two, but I tear through my clothes at some point. How's it going, Pige? Pige, what game are you most excited about in the next year or so? Because for me, it's Kirby Air Riders. And that's like the 20th, I think. So 2 more months. Tore the sleeve. I don't remember. I don't remember what happened to that shirt. Read-only fields should appear before non-read-only fields. Sure, whatever. All right, then what? We check to see when you unlock this thing and then set it to the right number. That's probably what I did. Reset free chest timer if applicable. And this is on init too. Oh, clever, clever, clever. Okay, interesting. I wonder what happens when we load this. Do I save that? I never thought about that. I don't think this is gonna work. Because we don't save this, do we? No, we don't. Huh. Very hyped for Battlefield 6. Really? I didn't know you played Battlefield games. Did I? Yeah, I don't think I knew this. Huh. Are you competitive at it? Or is it just like a casual thing? 'Cause I imagine you're competitive if you played a lot of League of Legends. Yeah, I don't think we saved the timer for free treasure chests, which I gotta write down somewhere. Bug, I don't think we saved the timer for, where is that? Treasure room. I say I don't think. I know we don't. Yeah, I know we don't save this. We don't save the timer for that. Or the fishing one. It was so good. Don't do shooters competitively. Huh. You play the finals. Are you competitive? So I think there are sort of two parts of this question. One is like, do I play with the intent to win? And the other is, am I good at it? And I like the competition aspect, but I'm not trying to be the best FPS player. Like back when I was playing Smash, I would actually try to improve and like get better. But yeah, the finals is like it's like a casual competition for me. I want to get slightly better, but mostly just by playing, not by practicing. Hey, Shot. I am doing well. Nice new question. Glad you took it to heart and did not take offense. How are you doing, Shot? Have you looked into Borderlands 4? It's amazing. Best Borderlands. I haven't liked any of the Borderlands games. I actually even somewhat recently played one of the newer Borderlands games, and I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. So I don't think I'll be checking out Borderlands 4. The only thing that might change that if it's on Game Pass, maybe I'd try it out. But even then, I think there's just such a slim chance that I enjoy the game. It just doesn't appeal to me for some reason. I think the way I describe it is like action RPG combined with an FPS. At least the other Borderlands games. I don't know about 4. And action RPGs for me are now like a social game. I'd have to be playing with a friend, and they'd have to be into it as well. Otherwise, there's no real motivation for me to play. And the FPS aspect doesn't add a lot for me. So yeah. Hate Borderlands, never played. But I don't know why. Really? You've never played it and you hate it? I don't know if that's true for me for any game. Because I don't know if I'd be able to say that I hate it. Maybe there's a genre I don't like, and then I'd be able to say, oh yeah, I don't like that genre. Like I don't play horror games, but it's hard for me to say that I hate them. Too many colors. Okay, yeah, the aesthetic I could totally see. If you don't like the game because of an aesthetic, you don't have to play it to know that you don't like the aesthetic. All right, so we got to modify this in the fishing pond, in init, reset auto fish timer if applicable. Diablo with guns. Yeah, but I think there's something inherently different to me between, like, okay, one of the things that pretty much every RPG has to do like this is if you're level 5, you have no chance of killing a level X monster. And X is usually not that crazy. Like, X might be 13 or something. So, like, there's just no chance of you doing it. For whatever reason, in an RPG, if I'm, like, slashing away and I'm not doing damage, it feels different from if I'm aiming a gun and shooting it and not doing damage. It just feels wrong to me. All right, so this ability is going to be auto fishing. This already break. It did. Too much information on screen. Everything has an outline. Yeah, I think that's fair if you don't like the aesthetics or if it seems too cluttered. I think playing it could possibly change your mind, although I'm not suggesting that you try it out. But it's possible that you try it and you're like, oh, the gameplay is just very fun, so I can get over the aesthetics. All right, so this is going to be auto fishing.get frequency. I guess it should be called interval in seconds, just like the other one, huh? So we go replace this. What did free chess call that? It's called interval in seconds. I should probably just call it the same thing, right? Yeah, I should probably just call it the same thing. I think frequency is fine, but I think this is just a clearer name. So we replace this everywhere and then get rid of frequency with interval in seconds. Anything else? Yeah, this one, interval in seconds. Athletics VL4, every monster scales, so big guys will always be a few levels higher than you, and enemies will be your level. Has pros and cons. I like it. I think that works better for an FPS, because like I said, I think it's just jarring in an RPG. Also, I think RPGs have kind of had very similar problems over the years that have been solved with a way that's not necessarily best. It's like you said, pros and cons. Like, and open world games especially kind of struggle with this. If you can go in any direction, then what happens if you choose this route and I choose this route, and then we come back to the other person's route? How is it still going to be fun if we've already gone through half the game? And it's like, well, you kind of got to scale enemies somehow. So what if it's not an open world game? And I don't know if Borderlands 4 is open world or not, but it's multiplayer. And yeah, a lot of MMORPGs have had the same general question, which is like, okay, you play one character, it takes you whatever, 20 plus hours, and now you play your second character and you go through the exact same zones and kill the exact same monsters with the exact same quests. It's like, that's probably not very fun, so let's scale enemies to your level, and that way you can go anywhere you want. Just beat the first Hollow Knight? Huh. Yeah, I played Hollow Knight for only a little bit, and Silksong for even less. I want to give Silksong another shot once I can get a controller working for it. Have I played Hero Siege? I think I have. Let me look this game up. That didn't work. Yeah, I think I've played this. Yeah, I've played this. I recognize the logo. I thought it was okay. I played it for probably a couple days or something. And when I say a couple days, I mean like a weekend, not like the 48 hours of playtime. Plays super nicely on mouse and keyboard. I do not agree. I didn't play Silksong for very long. It was maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, but already I was annoyed by the keyboard controls. You use the arrow keys and you use your left hand for like jump slash attack slash whatever. And the default controls are like X, C, and D or something like that. So it's like jump, attack, and sprint or something along those lines. Z, X, and C maybe. It didn't feel good at all to me. But I don't think the mouse was involved. Maybe that's what maybe there's like a mouse to aim or something and it would have felt better. In which case I probably should try it out again. Why is this not showing up? Auto fish timer? Oh, I see. I called it loot. And then we need a process here. Which I'm guessing we... Oh, you have one. Okay, so time until auto fishing. And this would be auto fish. Or like automatically catch fish. All right, this is a little bit difficult because if you're in the battle, it's got to pull it out of the battle for you or something. No, I think it's just pull it from your pond. Problem is, I don't know how we actually do this. We need to like check if there's a fish in the pond. And then to do catch the fish without having to battle. Probably shouldn't be that bad. I have to have a controller for those games, same with Souls games. Yeah, I think some games are just better with a controller. And platformers just feel like they're typically better with a controller. Precision for like jump and downward slash is easier to execute while moving in specific directions. Huh. Interesting. But the mouse part is actually important for that? Oh, mouse is attack, jump, and thumb buttons for abilities. Movement on WASD. Rebind your keys, don't use the defaults. Interesting. Okay, maybe I should give it another shot. Although now I've already moved on to other games. But yeah, fun stuff. I'll write that down. Silk Song. Yeah. Huh. Paj, I mean, I am coding. But good luck on your video. All right, so where do we do this? There should be a catch a fish somewhere, right? Caught fish. Will we pass in a component to what? Figure out if it's glowy or not? What? Yeah, I think this contains what it looks like. And if it's glowy, yep. Yep. So we got to fake this. And then what? Do we free it from the thing? Fish. We add a fish. Okay, I see. All right. So we need to do this with an isFish component. IsFish component FC equals new. And then we need to say is glowy. Let's just set it to true for right now. And the fish animation index, let's set it to 1. I don't know. We got to figure out how to do this. And then we only do this if you actually have fish in the pond. So, and is that an actual function? It's not. Set number of fish, new fish count, max fish. Here it is. Should be easy. Cool. Hey, maybe Nasty. Wanted to ask you a question since you're working in Godot. Have you worked in Unity before, and how do you compare the two? I've worked in Unity for maybe a total of 2 months over like 10 years. Maybe a little longer than that, maybe like 2 to 4 months or something over 10 years. So the basic conclusion I have is I remember almost nothing. And that even if I did remember stuff, the most recent use of it was probably 5 years ago. So yeah, it's very hard for me to compare the two. I think for me, I like that Godot is open source. Unity did a bunch of weird money-focused decisions that turned me off. And more importantly, it wasn't just turned me off, that like shattered my trust. I don't think I'd ever work on a Unity game again. I don't think you can trust a company that does what they did. Like retroactive install fees. It was just so out of left field. But yeah, at least as an engine, it seems like it's pretty capable. So I think for technical reasons alone, it's not a reason to shun the company. Makes you want a leverless controller for all platformers after playing HK. Started on Switch. A leverless controller. I've heard of some different kind of actuation for controllers. It was something like the Hall effect, but not exactly. I don't remember exactly. Hey, Meridio. And hey, Quinn. Is coding as hard as it seems? I think this is like asking someone, is Sudoku as hard as it seems? There are rules and it'll take practice, but in general, it's like if you're the kind of person who can learn those rules and enjoys it, then it'll. Man, why is my camera doing that? That's only been happening recently. And I wonder if it's just breaking or something. So I would say in general, like try it out and see how it feels to you. Trying to type on my corn. How do you like it? Currently studying a game programmer course. We mostly use Unity, and I want to make a game in Godot. Yeah, I'd say give it a shot. The nice thing is it's free, so it's not going to cost you any money to do it. Of course, it will cost you time. I work with Unity for my day job and I tinker with Godot. They're close enough in features that you can move between them. Yeah, I think maybe some of the differences are the community size, the number of resources that are out there, and then probably there are going to be some like more advanced things that maybe Unity could do that maybe Godot can't. Amazing so far. Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm glad you like the keyboard, Quinn. It is a corn keyboard. Okay, so I think this mostly works. We don't have this working. So this is already done in the parent function. Catch the fish without having to battle. This is all we need to do. We just need to set is glowy correctly. So let's go look at where we make a new one of these. Wait, play sound, catch fish. We're not going to have a sound, right? Yeah, so we got to put that in here too. Pound.play sound, sound ID.catch fish. Why is that played from here though and not from battler? Why is that played from here? If all this is going to do is call into I shouldn't worry about that for right now. Let's search for this. Where do we set this? Oh, nice. That's easy. Okay. Not bad, not bad. So we just do this. And then we need to also figure out if it's going to glow or not. So where do we set that? That should be pretty simple. Yeah, here it is. Get glow chance. So I think what we can do is instead of get glow chance, just say like should glow. And make this a Boolean and then just return, or not Boolean, what am I doing? Static bool. So this is chance, and then we want stat computations of percent chance, and then float chance equals this. All right, and then we can simplify this to just if should glow, and do the same thing here. All right. Now, why wouldn't caught fish just have the sound here? Because that sounds like it's a much better idea. And that way we don't need to do anything special for this. We just play a sound. And then from the battle thing, we don't play the sound. Catch fish. Play no sound. The pond will do it for us. Went through split type. Do you have a link to the keyboard specifically that you got? You can share it here if you want. I'm guessing I could just search for it like this. Huh, they don't have fully made keyboards? Build MX Corn in 3D? What? What? What am I doing right now? Out of stock? Oh, I see. Wow, interesting. Okay, I had to build it, I see. Okay, I think we're done coding this. I think it's working. So how would I test this? We need to know that you have the ability. Also, when you unlock the ability, we need to do this. I never did that. Reset. Yeah, this is needed. We gotta copy paste this into the fishing pond. Ability, change level. All right, so this is auto fishing. We need to do reset. Okay, I know how we're going to test this. We're just going to delete everything else. There and there. All right, let's go try it. So now we only have to randomize between, what, 6 of these? So there's a 50% chance we see it the first time, and then the chance should go up after we eliminate some from the pool. So I just do this and this, and we got to build the fishing pond. I don't have the money. There it is. Okay, so there's the pond. So it's not going to just randomly start catching fish for us, but if I click this, there it is. Automatically catches fish for you. Catches fish? It should say automatically catches a fish for you every some amount of time without having to battle. So I could click this. I guess I'm going to do that. But it's going to kick off a 30-second timer. So now at the 60-second mark, it should pull a fish from here. So let's speed this up. 45, 50. Okay, now let's slow it down. Oh, you know what? And let's turn. Oh, I won't be able to do this in 2 seconds. Okay, fine. Whatever. So it should just pull a fish from. Whoa, that is a bug. I think something's a little bit broken. Interesting. Interesting indeed. All right, well, what I probably messed up is forgetting to reset the timer. Pretty cool bug. Yeah, it is. Hey, Saran. And Charlie, hi. Grant free chest. Reset chest timer if applicable. So we got to call that. Reset fish timer if applicable. Okay, that'll work. It's not subtracting the number of fish though. Oh, right, because we never did num fish minus minus or whatever. Or fish count minus minus. Yeah. Best perk in the game. Yeah, by a long shot. Hey, do you want to get infinite battle perks? Yeah, that's how you do it. All right, let's try it again. So build the pond. We have 2 fish. We now get our town perk, auto fishing. So it's going to be at 40 seconds. So I'm going to turn on the sound because I want to hear if it's working. And then we're going to speed this up. We got to get to the 40-second mark. There. Nice. Now it did not change the number of rendered fish, so that's a problem. But now again, it's 70 seconds, so 1 minute 10, it should happen again. Nice. And ideally it matches one of the rendered fish, but I'm not going to do that. That'd be annoying. Okay, so next, at 1 minute and 40 seconds, it would try, but it doesn't have a fish. So if I right click this, it's going to immediately pull one of these out. Perfect. Okay, so that's working. We just needed to lower the number of rendered fish. Where does that happen? There's add rendered fish. Oh, you're supposed to call modify fish count? Okay, well, that's easy. And we pass in the new one, and then we update the rendered fish and the tooltip. Okay, that's totally fine. Minus fish count, delta fish. Set number of fish to that. Nice. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it should catch glowy ones every once in a while, which I didn't explicitly test that, I think. But yeah, let's try this out again. Put a picture of it in Discord. Yeah, let's take a look. Very nice. I see there's some green under here, so you maybe customize the LEDs already. But yeah, I hope you like it. Got another interview. Nice, Becca. I wish you luck. All right, so same basic deal. We're just gonna do this one more time. There we go. So I'm not gonna get this first. Let's get a different one. Let's get that. Now it's every 29 seconds. So just want to make sure this is working. So we're gonna get every other perk, and then we're gonna get that one last. We're probably gonna run out of money. We still have enough. And yeah, cool. Okay, so every 19 seconds. I'm gonna click this when it's, let's say at 40 seconds. Speed it up a little bit. And that way we know what time it's supposed to be. Okay, so now at 59 seconds, it should happen. Let's speed it up again. It's at 49, 50, 53. All right, let's just wait the 5 seconds. All right, so 59, it should pop a fish out of the pond. Perfect. And then at 118, it should happen again. All right, 3 more seconds. Okay, that was incredibly messed up. What happened? What was that? Hey, Carax. Is there such a keyboard, but both side has independent wireless connections? I don't know. Probably, though. Hey, Goose. Has to be in C++? All right, nice. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Let's go watch the VOD, because that is super broken looking. Mute and go take a look. So is it 118? What is that? That's strange. That's definitely strange. I don't know what could cause that. Because we're doing this the same way that a battle would do it. We instantiate this, and we initialize it with this thing. This is going to set its frames to the right thing. Huh. Hey, Freak Technic, welcome back. 5 months in advance. Nice. Happy 42 months. I hope you don't feel like you were pressured to sub. I know there was some time where you weren't, and it's okay. But yeah, welcome back. I don't know what could cause this. Did it do all the loading? It did. This isn't good. This should always be false. And then the random animation thing should just be totally fine to do. I don't see what could be a problem here. Oh, strange. Why it's not 5 months? Interesting. Oh. I think I see what you're saying. How's Vancouver? I've only been once, and I went in like the worst time of year. So it's probably a nice city, but it was like it was the darkest, grayest experience I've had. Nice shirt, thank you. Okay, I think we need to test something out here. Let's do this. Let's do page up, and let's have it just auto catch the fish. Automatically catch fish, yeah. If fish count is greater than 0, then automatically catch fish. All right, let's try it. I can just go into story mode now. And that way we can immediately buy the fishing pond. That's all the fish I had. I need more money. There. That bug isn't happening again. So it's not just that it's picking a random... Oh, maybe it's with glowy fish. I should put that on. I did have this. Yeah, it is. That's weird. It's very weird. strange. What's special about this? I don't see anything special about this. Because we don't even use this, right? This is just when they're in the pond. This is so strange. Where do we handle it if it's glowy? In an it? Yeah, right there. Let me just add a shader to it. So shouldn't this be a problem if you regularly catch fish? Hey, Patsy. Weather was just right for most of my stay. Did plenty of stuff with locals. Makes every city better. Whale watching and it delivered. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Huh. Well, cool. How was the food? All right, so I don't want to do this. I want to go into story mode. I want to see what happens when you catch these regularly. Like maybe I broke this a while ago and just never realized. All right, there we go. So now I want to go into battle against some fish. All right, so as the archer destroys some of the fish, we should see them pop out of here. And I want to see if any of the glowy ones look weird. No. They look fine. What is going on? Why does it look fine there, but if I do it now it looks fine no matter what. I wonder if this required being in a battle so that the shader would work correctly. That seems strange, to say the least. Also, let me turn off the... We know the sounds are working. I ate so much. I'm also convinced it's very hard to have bad food in Vancouver. Huh. Yeah. So you're getting like a 50% discount on all your meals. This is really bad what I'm doing here, and I don't understand what's going wrong. Huh. Get animation name. We create a fish. We don't play an animation though. Shader material, add that. I don't know. I don't know. Make the same glowy fish shader here. Man, I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, well, let me test my theory at least. Maybe there's something we can learn about this. I didn't expect this part to be hard. Man. All right, so how do we test this? We go down to here and we set this to true no matter what. And I guess let's always set this to 1. I just want to see, does it matter what we even use for this? I'm just so confused about this. So we get the pond. And that's the bug. But then as soon as I enter battle, the bug goes away. No, it's as soon as I see a glowy fish in battle, the bug goes away. So I need to get this and then enter battle until we see a glowy one. No glowy one. There's a glowy one. So now it should just be fixed. Yeah, now it's fixed. So weird. So weird. I don't know what to do about that. If you don't enter a battle with glowy fish, then the glowy fish will render weirdly when pulling them directly from the pond. What would even cause that to happen though? It's like the shader needs to be added to something that's actually in the scene tree first. But even the fish is in the scene tree. So that doesn't make sense. Is it possible it isn't pre-warned? I don't know what would be causing this. Because I show it either in battle for the first time or on the town for the first time. Either way, that's going to happen for the first time somewhere. But when it's in battle, it looks fine. Why does it look okay when done through battle? What game am I making? I'm making a game called Skeleseller. There's a Steam page there if you want to check out the trailer. Almost like it needs to be rendered in a pass first. Yeah, but wouldn't that pass be... Like, what is it about the battle that makes it render, I wonder? Maybe I'm doing something else. I don't even realize it. Maybe I'm not. Oh. I think I know what might be going on. Okay, this is very tricky. How are we making this sprite? Because I wonder if we only have like one sprite for all of these things. Isn't there a fish battler there? Search for fish. Set of fish animation frames. Here it is. Sprite. No, the sprite already exists. The sprite is going to be for each individual battler, though, right? Yeah, where do we set this? Right there. Oh, man. What I was going to say is maybe we're not trimming this, and I need to trim this. It might still just be that I need to do that, though. So let's, I guess, go try this out. Although I don't know why this didn't... Yeah, I don't know why this didn't work. Caught fish. This has its own init, though. Oh, it already is a texture crop animated sprite. Oh, but wait a second. No, it's ready is what does it. And ready's already happening. So it can't be that as a problem. Oh, man, I don't know. Unless it's added to the scene incorrectly. Yes, I think. I think we're doing this in the wrong order. I think I need to put this here, but I think that's going to break things. Let's try this out. Is it hard to dive into game development? I tried making a puzzle game with Unity before. I have 8 years of experience as a software developer. I think if you have experience as a software dev, it shouldn't be very hard for you. But you've also already tried it, right? What was your experience making the puzzle game? Because that was game dev. So if you liked it, if it seemed easy, then I think that'll answer your question better than anything else will. Experience is the best teacher. Now it's working. Wow, that was it. Wow, all right. I don't understand this completely, though. So ideally, what we should do, we should allow this to work in any order. First of all, if I just rerun this, if I put this wherever this used to be, here, I guess, and I rerun this, it's going to be the bug again. So let's save the game so I don't need to keep doing this. Because, yeah, it's a little bit tedious to have to keep clicking this and then go make the pond. So I will save like this. So yeah, there's the bug. I think what we need to do is when you set these sprite frames, you need to recrop this thing, which is what happens here. And we just put this like that. And we're done. Just drag and drop, but not like this, wherein you make an RPG 2D game. Just drag and drop. Unity is very similar to this setup. In fact, I'm using C# for this too. So I'm using Godot and C#. Unity has the engine itself. This is probably what you're thinking of, where you could like put things into the scene tree here. Unity has this too, and you see me coding. You could do the coding stuff all through Unity as well. So if you prefer not to use drag and drop, then fine. And if you prefer to use it, you could do it through here. So yeah, I think you should have an easy enough time with it. Plus, I mean, if you have 8 years of software development experience, it being drag and drop shouldn't really be a requirement, right? All right, so what did I just do? Because I'm pretty sure I just changed something. Oh, yeah. I made it crop after adding to the scene, and now it's working fine. Yeah, cool. All right, great. All right, well, then that's that. So I'm glad we figured that out. So now I set this back to what it used to be. So there and there. And we're done. What is the name of that timer, though? This should all be deleted. What is the name of that timer? Time until auto fishing. We gotta write this down. Where is it? There. These aren't the end of the world if we don't save it and you lose a minute or whatever. Probably not going to change too much. Did I have proper crop on the spray yet? Yeah. And yet, the weird thing is, and this I never went back to look at again, but why would that matter? We're making a new caught fish, and then we're cropping it afterward? Oh, because we're doing it on the sprite frames and we're reusing sprite frames? Oh, we are. Oh, interesting. Hey, Snow Goose. I went to a regular local meetup with game devs and people started freaking out that I'm using GDScript considering the size of my game. So far, it's been perfect. The only thing I'm doing is enforcing typing. I think if those people started freaking out, then they're not really all that experienced. I don't know. I think there's a range of expertise in any field. And there's probably, if you consider it a bell curve of like the number of people and the level of expertise, and so these are the experts over here. Most people are going to obviously be in the middle if it's a bell curve, because that's how standard deviations work. And those people probably know how to make a game, and they don't really think about a whole lot of like, what's the best way or what's the worst way or what am I doing that could be better. And a lot of game dev, I think, toward the end just gets to be, how do we get this thing to work? It's not how do we make it the best anymore, just how do we ship this game? All right, so this is good. We have auto fishing. We added should glow over here. I like that. We have this thing with the interval and everything. Oh yeah, how does the description look? I'll look at that in the game one more time. Yeah, this we need to put back to how it was. Oh, but if I do that, then I won't be able to look at it in the game again. Okay, so let's try it first. So we go into challenge mode and we just get perks. It should show up pretty rapidly. Yeah, there it is. So auto fishing automatically catches a fish for you every 30 seconds. Maybe this could be rephrased. Automatically catches a fish every 30 seconds. Maybe it should say directly from the pond. Automatically catches a fish directly from the pond every 30 seconds. But then without having to battle is redundant. I'll just leave it like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think if it's working for you, then it's probably fine. All right, so now we have this thing set up. We don't actually have the pond. Let's go get the pond. Come on, pond. Where are you? Why are you the last one? And then we speed this up by 30 seconds. So we should see these fish just leave the pond. Yep, good. There was the first one. I'm probably not going to time this correctly, so let's just speed it up a little bit, I guess. But the second one should leave the pond pretty soon too. Just pop right over into the chef slime. Nice. Is that a self project? Are you asking me or are you asking Snow Goose? Strategic roguelike deck builder, movement based. A movement based deck builder. That sounds like that game that someone linked the other day that was like Slay the Spire. I don't remember the name. I bet I can find it by looking through my history. No. Tendril? Tendril. Wow, that actually worked. Yeah, this. What you said reminded me of this game. This is a roguelike deck builder as far as I understand, and it's got some movement mechanic in this form. I haven't played this game, so just looking at the picture, it looks like there's some kind of movement mechanic. But I'll link this in a chat in case you haven't seen this before. Oh, you know this one. Okay, yeah. All right, so this is done. Well, we just got to check it in, which means putting this back to how it was and putting this back to how it was. Cool, cool, cool. All right, looks good, looks good. Looks good, good, good. Cool, yeah, nice. Add auto fishing perk. All right, next up, stronger hires. Adventurers you hire will start with X battle perks applied to them. Only offer this perk if you have fewer than some number of adventurers. I want to think about this before we code this. Not because it's hard to code, but because I want to see if it's desirable. So let's see. You have, let's say, 3 adventurers. And let's say they're level like 3, level 2, and level 1. And now this perk shows up. And it says stronger hires. Adventurers you hire will start with 2 battle perks applied to them. Would you be like, yeah, that sounds good? I think that is really powerful, actually. In fact, I wonder if there should be a generated ability with just 1 level. And we scale this number based on how many adventurers you have and what levels you have. So that if you have 9 adventurers, you could still be offered this perk. And it'll just be, oh, the 10th adventurer you hire is level 10 immediately. Like, oh, that's powerful. I kind of like that idea. Because the other thing I'm trying to think of is, would you ever get this if there were multiple levels? So let's say level 1 is adventurers you hire will start with 2 battle perks. And level 2, adventurers you hire will start with 4 battle perks applied to them. Would you want that to show up? I think we'll just make this 1. I think it'll be generated. And I think we'll change this. So yeah. Let's go with a generated perk. In fact, I kind of wonder if we should be doing more single level perks. But then we need a lot of breadth. All right, so what do we make for these levels? I guess we just base it on how many perks you got. The minimum would have to probably be, well, it could be 1. Depends on how many adventurers you have. Yeah, all right, let's go code this. We'll figure out the numbers later, I guess. What's this called? Stronger hires? Stronger hires. All right, auto fishing. Let's go pull this in. Stronger hires. All right, so num battle perks. This requires nothing. This is num perks, I guess. Oh, knows what I want to do. All right, so generate this. Number of battle perks. It's going to be equal to 1 plus num perks presented divided by 7. We should probably limit this. Yeah, we should probably limit this before I go nuts with it. Maybe like that. Although really, what do I care? Why should there be a limit? What if you just start with a level 20 adventure or something? It should be format number. There's still be num battle perks. There's no S. All right, so what do we call this? Stronger hires adventurers you hire. What was the rest of this? We'll start with num perks, battle perks applied. And then we need a can generate, public override can generate. So we only want you to be able to generate this if you have town.getAdventurers.count. Is there a get num adventurers? No. All right, whatever. Get adventurers. I think this returns an enumerable. Yeah. So it's not count like that. Is less than. How do we do that? How do we check? This is a link function, right? Let's just say less than 10 for right now. But I want to figure out how we figure out what that is. And then we just use it. So we got to figure out the demo characters. Where do we do that? Challenge mode. All adventure data, maybe? Do something in here that gives it to us? No. I don't know where this is. Here it is. Adventure choices in demo. And what's the other one called? Adventure choices. Just adventure choices. Get next classes to offer. Strange. I would have expected to have this function somewhere. Ah, here it is. Get adventurer classes based on feature flags. So if we're in the demo, return that. Otherwise, return this. But this is an array of arrays. Oh, then we select many. So we collapse it into just a single array. All right. Well, that'll technically work. So let's do that. I don't know if this is a smart thing to do. That comes from adventure classes dot that dot count. Is that an IEnumerable? No, it's a list. All right, so as long as you can hire an adventurer, which we must have this somewhere else, right? The town menu must know about this. Adventure perk generator. Get available classes. This gets everything from an adventurer class and then figures out which ones you've hired and then returns the ones that you haven't hired. Can't we just use that? Yeah, I think I should just do that. Has available perks. Is it public? It is. Okay, well then that makes this a lot simpler. All right, so then let's do that. So this is going to be if town.ui. Wherever this thing is, adventure, it's not there. Overlay, visibility controller, adventure tracker. I don't know where this is. Menu tracker. There it is. Yeah. So you need to have adventurers that you can hire. That makes this a lot easier. We can now delete this stuff. And that's it. Now we go add it into the town generator. We'll put this here. Should we say like battle perks? Yeah, I like that. Oh, which then I guess we got to do that like that. And we'll put this here. This is going to be stronger hires. Now to go code the actual ability. Try to dive again in game developing, but in Web3 with smart contracts with Solana. I tried Godot before when the investors backed out. I'm not able to proceed. Want to make a game again? Don't know where to start again. I'm not sure I totally understand this part. You tried Godot, but when investors backed out, were they your investors? Because that doesn't sound like Godot was the problem, right? It doesn't sound like Godot was the problem regardless of who the investors were. I guess I don't understand why you stopped using Godot. But I would just say give Godot a shot. It's one of the things that's nice is when you click download here, within like, depending on your internet connection, like 10 seconds, you could just start this up immediately. There's no second launcher. There's no like bunch of configuration you have to do. And then you can just go through their getting started guide, which is probably here. Yeah, getting started. Yeah, so I would say just go download it and check this out. All right, so whenever you hire an adventurer, where does that happen? Adventurer perk choice. We have tracker. Where's the where do you choose this? Maybe here? No. I don't know where this even shows up. Yeah, I don't know where this is supposed to be. I looked at this one, right? Huh, strange. Okay, well, I guess let's search for this because this is how you hire this person eventually. Oh, it's in the hire panel. All right. Add adventurer. Found ya. Okay, so this should be pretty easy to do, right? We just apply, we just do this. Stronger hires dot apply battle perks adventurer. Easy. Easy. So this is technically not used anywhere, right? No, it's not. So let's just call it supply battle perks. So it takes in the adventurer and it takes in, I guess, the player abilities. So now that's the player abilities. And then we take in the adventurer, which is what? I guess just a node. I don't know how we apply battle perks, but I've done this before. So let's go find out where I've done this. Adventure battle perks. We probably need to use that. Adventuring. Hire random adventurer. Create. Oh, I'm going to find this code. I am going to find it. Grant start of run effects. None of these are overridden? Oh, it's a core that gets overridden. Found ya. All right, so we go through each adventurer and we grant them some perks. So this should be somewhere common, I think, to make it easier to do. What does it take in? It takes in a number to grant, an adventurer class, and the town, I guess. Yeah, that should be pretty simple. Yeah, let's copy this. I think it should go into the generator itself. Is there like a force generate perks? There isn't. All right, well, we'll make one. Public, static, void, force generate perks for adventurer. So we need to take in a whole bunch of stuff. Int num perks to grant. That's one thing. We need the adventurer class. And we need the town. And then the rest of this should just work. Yeah, easy. Let me just delete this. Want to make Web3 game? We have a friend who invested in our game, but in 2023, the Web3 games market crashed, and our investors backed on investing. So we just make the game, but not enough budget to proceed. Wait, but like, I think you can probably sense where my confusion is, right? It's like I used Godot, but it didn't work out. And I don't know where to start again. It's not that Godot didn't work out. You lost the budget for the game. That could have happened in any technology. You could have been using, assembly and coding something on an NES, and you could have lost the budget and then been like, I don't know where to start now. I don't know if your problem is where do I start with tech or where do I start with money? I can't help you with this one. I don't know where you're going to find money for the game. But the tech part is like, yeah, just go download Godot again. Try Godot, try Unity, try Unreal, try whatever seems good to you. Try web stuff if you want. Any of these routes will work. With the money part, it's like, I don't know, find an investor, find people willing to work for cheap or for contingencies. On contingency, I guess, like a revenue. Yeah. The first way you said this sounded like it was a technology problem. All right, so this takes in, I guess, all the same stuff that it would have taken in over here. So we need to get the number of battle perks. Int num battle perks. equals that. And then we pass this over. So I guess we take in the town and the, I guess we just take it. Oh no, we need the abilities component. We can get that from the town. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I think I want to do that. All right, town, adventure class. Let's just take all the things I just put from battle per choice generator. Okay, so now this is town.player abilities. And this needs to do, this is just void. So if num battle perks is greater than 0, then call into battle perk choice generator. Yeah, it just didn't capitalize this correctly. Then we need to import it, and then we need to import this. This VS Code? Yeah, this is VS Code. I think we're good here. Yeah, I think we're good. We're not passing in the right thing, though, from wherever I did this, which is what, higher adventure? Yeah, this needs to pass in this and then the adventurer class. Yeah, and I think we're good. Okay, now we got to test it. Should be easy. We need a couple of other perks to exist, so let's let those exist. We can't have it just be 1 or 2, because I also want to test the scaling of this. Oh, I think I divided by 7 or something. So the odds of us seeing the difference is maybe not even possible. I don't know. Let's try it. Oh, also, if I click higher. Oh, I didn't think about this. It's going to show them as level 1. And then when I buy the perk that says adventures you hire will start with 1, it says 1 battle perk applied. 1 battle perk applied. But anyway, let's click this. And now let's hire the archer. So it says level 1, but when I hire them, they'll actually be level 2. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but let's try it now by getting the other perks first. So this says, no, that's not what I want. I left a lot of these in, huh? Yeah, so this still says 1 battle perk. So I think we need 7 levels before that's going to go up. Still says 1. Still says 1. Now it says 2. So adventurers you hire will start with 2 battle perks applied. So I'm going to choose that one. And then we're going to hire somebody. And it's going to show that they're level 1, but then when you hire them, it's going to hire them at level 3. Yeah, I wonder if we should do something about that. Am I making the design for the characters? No, I'm not. What do we want to do about that? The only problem is that we render the adventurer levels without considering this perk. We could change that. Yeah, we could change that. Adventurer battle perks. It's in here somewhere. Unfortunately, this exists in a lot of different places. Here it is. Get level of adventurer. Get number of perks chosen for adventurer +1. So what we should also add in here is the number of perks that stronger hires will tell you. No, but this needs to be get level of adventure that you haven't hired yet. So we need to modify it here. So int level bonus equals stronger hires dot get something something num battle perks. Yeah, which I don't have anymore because I deleted it. Oh well, it's easy enough to get. Get battle perks. It should take an abilities component and return that. Cool. So now we can change that. All right, nice. I think this is what we need. Now, where did that function go? Here it is. Stronger hires not contained definition for that. It should now. Yeah, it does. And then this is going to be base level. So now level equals base plus bonus. All right, now we try it out. But there might still be a problem here. So let's go test a very edge case scenario, which shouldn't be that hard for us to do, which is that you click hire first. It shows them at level. Oh, that can't be right. No, that can't be right. Get ability or default. That should say 0 by default. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that wasn't the bug that I was expecting. And I'm not even sure if there will be the bug that I was expecting, but let's test it for real now, which is that we get an adventurer first. So hire adventurer. So they're level 1. Now we get the perk that gives them... Oh, come on. That's not there. Adventurers you hire will start with 1 extra battle perk applied. So hire tab shows level 1. I get this perk. It should, yep, it shows level 2 now. It does say you have 0 perks for this adventurer already. This should maybe say you've chosen 0 perks for this adventure already. Maybe. Or maybe we increase this. You have... Yeah, maybe this should increase this amount. For it to do that, it would need to pull from stronger hires. Hey, Keaton. Does it do instant compilation? I use Unity, currently waiting 20 seconds for one modification is hard. It's not instant. I mean, you can see, let's say I make a change here. Let's say we just type like in x equals 5. So I'm going to press F5 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's like 7 seconds before it actually loads the game. It's all dependent on your project size, how much stuff you've modified. Are you also the one making all the game logics? I linked the credits command to you. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that. But that tells you who's all working on this. And what everyone's doing. Yeah, do take a look at that. Let's see. You have this many perks for this adventure. So we could change this. We could increase this amount, but then we should probably do it in one spot. Which means I gotta go figure out where I did that in the first place. Level bonus, I guess. It might be better with GDScript. I think you could probably iterate faster then, but I'm not actually sure because I don't know what it's like to have a 40,000 line Godot project that was done in GDScript. But like, yeah, we probably have about 40,000 lines of code. So, I mean, starting in 7 seconds isn't bad. Yeah, sure thing, Birdie. By the way, there are a lot of commands if you're ever curious about some of this stuff. Like a lot of people ask about my keyboard. That's a command here. Who's working on the game? That sort of thing. Is there a launch.json for launching VS Code? Yeah, there is. So it's this that we mostly use. Oh, did I just modify that? Yeah, I did. And then that's mostly it. All right, so these two things. This is get level of adventurer. We don't use this same thing, though, where I do... No, I closed it. I didn't mean to do that. Thankfully, that one was easy enough to find again, but I don't know how to find the other one. The text is what? I closed the game, too. You have some number of battle perks. Here it is. All right, so how does this one work? This is get level of adventurer, which is get num perks chosen for adventurer, which is different from get perks for adventurer, and then num chosen. Ah, this shouldn't exist this way. This should change into this function, right? Because we don't need the battle perk data for anything else. Yeah. This should just say that. And it should be num perks chosen. Then delete that. Okay, so that looks a little bit better. So now we're using the same function in 2 different places, right? No, we're not. We're using get level of adventurer and then get number of perks chosen. I mean, get level is just get number of perks chosen plus 1. Where else do we use this? Stat computations. Because this is what renders in the UI. I think what we need to do is we need to say get level of hired adventurer and get level of unhired adventurer. Because this function should only be used from 2 places, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I think this is a little bit confusing. But yeah, I don't want to do this in 2 different spots. All right, let's go make the function public int get level of unhired adventurer. Adventurer class, adventurer class. So this is just going to give us the number of battle perks chosen. Base level equals this. Level bonus equals something else, and then return the addition of the 2. And the level bonus is going to be equal to this thing, which means we need to take in the player abilities now. That is unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate. How many years have I been working as a game dev? So I'd say about a decade. Yeah, but I've always done game dev as a hobby, and that's been for much longer. In fact, I guess I kind of started with some of that. So that command kind of answers that question. Player abilities. Okay, there we go. So now this is what we would use for both of these. We put this in here. Level equals town.adventurer battle perks dot get level of unhired adventurer. We pass in the class and the player abilities. And then we do the exact same thing from here. Do we have the town? It doesn't look like it. No, I don't think we do. But then how could this have possibly functioned? Oh, it didn't function. Oh, well. Yeah, that's going to be the difficulty here. This is going to be num perks chosen equals that. Town adventure battle perks. Does it not have a reference to the town in here? It doesn't. But also adventurer perk choice doesn't have it. So maybe we should just pass in the town for this. Yeah. And then get that stuff from there. And then delete the rest of this. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Now we just got to change wherever we construct this. Yeah, so this changes. Let's just search for this everywhere. I'll just look through all of them. Why are there like a million of these? I guess it's because of this. Oh, that was easy. Okay. So this needs to be changed. This needs to be changed. This one's fine. This one's fine. This is fine, and this is fine. Yeah, nice. That should be everything. All right, let's go test it out. Refuse to complete the puzzle. Why? Are you saying it was too hard for you? Is that what I'm hearing? All right, so we click higher. It says, oh, level 0. Oh, because we have to add 1. Darn it. Oh, this isn't what I want. We're very close. Adventurer, battle perks. There's get level of adventurer. And this is supposed to be get level of hired adventurer, which I guess +1, but then we shouldn't be using this in both places. This says how many perks you've chosen. And then the other one is what level they are. So maybe I should be changing this function? No. No, this is frustrating. Hit a stop at one point in redacted puzzle because I have bad redacted. I know exactly what you mean. I didn't say due to muscles. I said because I have pointy elbows. Sometimes a shirt is already worn down and it's somewhat thin, and then you poke through it with your elbows. It's not a biceps thing. All right, so the confusion here is level versus how many perks were chosen. And yet, aren't they? Oh, because we haven't granted the perks yet. That's why. Oh my God. Okay, that changes everything. Maybe I should just grant these perks as soon as you get the town perk. That might be smarter. We should just grant battle perks as soon as you get the town perk. And that way we aren't tracking a bunch of perks that we will add. But there are pros and cons to doing things this way. Although I guess, yeah. I guess we don't have any cons currently. But what if we do in the future? So basically, we unlock this town perk. We grant you a bunch of battle perks immediately. Oh, okay, that's the difference. Difference between granting now versus later is which power level we use. Whenever you buy a battle perk, it increases the power of all future ones. So if we grant battle perks as soon as you unlock stronger hires, you'll get them at the current power level. I mean, as a player, you probably won't notice any of this. But the nicest thing to do is to grant them at the future power level. Yeah. He was bragging yesterday. Show me video evidence. Where is it? Furnish the proof. All right. So what I want to do, I want to change this. I want to change this to get perks for unhired adventurer. And I need to write a really long comment for this. This is essentially just, come on. There we go. Get perks chosen for adventure. But while considering, is it going to type it out for me? No. Stronger hires. We could have simply applied we could have applied battle perks to every adventurer, unhired adventurers, as soon as you unlock stronger hires. But then it would be at the current power level for battle perks, not the power level at the time of hiring. As a result, this function is needed because adventurer battle perks isn't tracking the battle perks from stronger hires yet. There we go. Do you have a suggestion to watch or read books for game dev as a beginner in 2025, like a YouTube channel or book author? You said you have software dev experience, so I think the best route for you is just like download Unity or Godot or Unreal or all three, and then look through their getting started guides. And just come up with a small project. So like make Tetris in one of the engines. And or make Snake or make Breakout or something like that. And then that's it. You should probably be able to figure out the solutions to the other problems yourself. I don't think you would need a tutorial. Tetris 2025, Ashton. Yeah, if you had said, "Oh, I have like 6 months of software dev experience instead of 8 years," I would have been like, "Oh yeah, you should go find a tutorial on YouTube." But you've done a lot in software dev. You've been working for 8 years. I don't think you need like a hold my hand to get started kind of guide. And by the way, the getting started guides are still good. It's just they'll set you up with the basics and then you'll need a project or something afterward, which I think you could just come up with yourself. All right, so now we're using this and I have to change this. So that's how many perks you have. And then there's one more place where you have to do that. Get level of unhired. Here it is. So this is this plus 1. Done. Lost in my career right now, so I don't know what to do anymore. Yeah, I think just getting started with game dev, like I said, any engine can work, and you're gonna figure out what you like and don't like as you kind of mess around with it. Yeah. Okay, I think we are totally set. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just randomly clicking. Let me try that again. But this time, let's not get overzealous there. There. Now I do this, and we find the perk that I want. There it is. Adventurers you hire will start with 1 battle perk applied. So right now it says they're level 1. I go to this, I click that. It says they're going to be level 2, and it says you have 1 perk for this adventurer already. I technically don't, but when I hire them, it should show them as level 2 and have given me something. Yeah, so it gave me haste, it gave me dodge, it gave me power, and it gave me health. And if I hire another adventurer, it should be able to give me a skill. I guess there's only a 40% chance of that. Yeah, there, it happened here. We got rage level 1. And then what else? Fortitude, power, and health, yeah. Whew. All right, so now let's try something else here, just to kind of test this out. Let's make it so that this gives you 20 battle perks. Hey, Coldfire. It's going pretty well. I'm making slower progress than I thought I would have. I think these new perks are good. And if this is how long it takes to make them, then I guess so be it. But I was hoping I'd be zipping through these, and I'm not. All right, so this, hang on one second. Hang on. Okay, sorry, my wife was leaving. Just want to say goodbye. So, yeah, this shows a level 1. Now we're going to go get this thing. It says start with 20 battle perks. Now it should show them as level 21. And when I hire one of these, they're going to be like stupidly powerful. Yeah, 112% haste, 49% lifesteal, 17% dodge, 35 return damage, a whole bunch of different skills. You should never get to this level. And you certainly shouldn't be presented with like level 21 adventurers to start with. But if I do click hire here, it's actually lagging as I pick them. That's not good. I wonder why that's happening. Because like obviously it's going to generate all these battle perks at some point, but it shouldn't be laggy. Force generate perks. What is this doing? It's figuring out all the different perks. And then it's calling force grant. It's freeing a bunch of them. I guess we're creating UI. So we're creating like 60 UI elements, even though, no, we're not. We're creating 20, I guess. I need to profile this to find out what's going wrong. I kind of want to do that really fast. Yeah, fine. Let's look this up. All right, so how do we profile this? Whoops. I'll get back to where I was. Profile. Here it is. So build your game first. It doesn't automatically build it. All right, it's already been built. Now what? .NET trace, blah, blah, blah. When finished, press enter, control C. All right. Yeah, that'll work. So now we got to go repro the issue. I go into town perks. I get, come on, where is it? There it is. Now I hire an adventurer and we click this. I'm just going to hire all the adventurers and we're going to see what's lagging here. There. Okay, now what do I do to stop this? When finished, press enter or control C in the terminal. Done. This will create a chromium.json file. Where? Profiling. There it is. In Chrome, press F12, go to the Performance tab. And then load in a thing. Is that this button? Load trace, yeah. All right, so it's in Skeleseller, profiling. Gotcha. All right, now what? Click the up arrow looking button. Yeah, I already did that. Okay, cool. So we should see something show up here. It's a little bit concerning that nothing did show up. Yeah, I don't see anything here. Huh, that's strange. Is that in Godot? Is what in Godot? This is Obsidian. This is Chrome. I'm not sure if you're talking about one of those things. Well, Xyletics, thanks for the gifted subs. Welcome, everybody. You're up to 15 gifted subs. Usually, isn't there some kind of competition or challenge you propose first? Hey, Nilox. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. It took away my badge. I see. Wow. Someone at Twitch is like, yep, that did it. That feature alone probably generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. Does it have anything in it? It does. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened here. What's this home button? Go back to live metrics. Screenshots? I'm going to just try loading this again, but I don't think it's going to do anything different. No, it didn't. Annotations. How do you close this thing? Can't close this? Move left? Huh. Oh, is this how you close it? Okay. Yeah, huh. That's strange. What could I have done wrong here? I don't know what I could have done wrong. Is this conversion complete? It made the thing. I guess I'll try one more time. Let's delete the profiling folder. All of these files are from right now. Yeah, 949. All right, I'll try again. I'm not very hopeful about this. Yeah, I'm not very hopeful about this. Could not find... Oh, you need to have the profiling folder exist? Okay, so I start a challenge mode run. I get the town perk that I wanted. And then I hire a bunch of adventurers, right? There. Then I go back to here and press enter. It gets the trace. We go and load the trace. It shows nothing. Strange. I mean, there's data in here. It doesn't look like it's a lot of data. No, it's a ton. Never mind. I didn't see the scroll bar size. Yeah, there's a ton of data in here. Why can't I load this? Huh. I mean, I guess we could try the speed scope way of doing things. Dash dash format speed scope. Yeah, so I run this. I guess we delete these things. I could probably just convert it. Must be perfect performance. What happened? It just immediately exited. Did I press enter twice? Maybe I did. Yeah, I might have. All right. Well, maybe this will work this time around. I want to find out what's causing this to break though, because this is very unusual. All right, I need the battle perk one. Here it is. Now I just click higher. I let this thing lag. I press enter, and then we go to speedscope.app, and I load my thing here, this one. That worked. Yeah, I'll just write note every once in a while. The Chromium JSON file shows nothing. So I just switch to speed scope. All right, well, whatever. All right, let's take a look at this. So how do we see what I did? It was toward the end of the test that I had done. So I guess somewhere over here we'll see it. Can I look at this stuff? There. Yeah, force grant perk. Here's all the stuff that I was doing. Trampoline, on choose button pressed. Add perk choice. So all instances taking 1.87 seconds. But we can see here, if I just zoom in on any of these, like this, I guess. Force generate perks for adventurer. Hey, Arsha. Force generate perks for adventurer. Here it is. So this has to happen. It has to be in a for loop here. We have to call generate battle perks, I guess. Is it this or is it granting it? Which one of these? Generate or grant? This is grant. This is grant. Where's generate? I don't think generate is taking any time. So I think it's just granting it. And it's calling all of these things. Is there a better way to look at this? There's got to be a better way to look at this. I don't know how. Oh yeah, force grant perk. So it's something in here. Is it creating it? Is it perk was chosen? Perk was chosen. So create is a tiny slab, and then perk was chosen is larger. And inside here, the thing that's taking time. Oh, because we call on character selected every time and then do a whole bunch of stuff. Ah. Ah. Yeah. All right. We technically don't need to do that then. We should maybe just mark that the selected character should be updated. And then that'll fix the lag. Adventurer panel tab. Or don't do it when you grant a single perk. Do it only at the end. Okay, let's try this. Private bool needs update. I don't want to do this right now. I think it's a waste of time. But I think we do need to write this down, that this is a problem. So when you grant enough of these, the issue is we'll get down to update selected character, and that's being called constantly. And it's very slow. And it's obviously on character selected that's slow. And I know why it's slow. It's doing a lot. But wait a second. This is only when this character is actually selected, right? Oh, yeah. Which is what this does. Okay, I'll write a comment about this, and we'll just close out of this. Yeah, I'll write this down here. Bug adventurers panel tab dot that is slow, being called every time you grant a battle perk. So when you grant many at once, it feels laggy. All right, let's delete the profiling thing for now. I think, why did I not? I think it deleted. Oh, nice, it did. Okay. And then I think that's in my git ignore already, so I don't need to add that again. Profiling. It's not, but I guess there are no files inside of it. Okay, so we're good. Delete this. Essentially just get that. Yeah, sure. Taking the town now instead. That's fine. That's fine. This is not fine. And this is not fine. Well, this one we can just click the button for, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's not too bad. Add stronger hires perk. Wait, it's saved, right? Let me just close that for a second. Why is that one file looking gigantic? No, now it's fine. Oh, nope, not that one. Okay, now it shouldn't look gigantic. Let me take a look. Yeah, now it's just the 2 lines I modified. Are you going to publish in Steam? Yeah, I am. It's already playable on Steam right now. Yeah, this looks good. All right, so commit this. All right, where do we go now? Mana fish. Catching a glowy fish gives X mana to the enchanter. All right, so I like this idea. What would X have to be? So I think this would probably have to be a generated ability. Maybe it scales. Should it scale? Maybe it shouldn't scale. I don't know. Does it scale with the number of perks you've gotten? So I need to answer these questions, and then also, what do we call this? Because mana fish is stupid. So let's say catching a glowy fish gives 10 mana to the enchanter. Spells cost 400. So it's 2.5% of a spell. Also, this definitely needs to note only offer this if you have glowy fish already. Even then, it's kind of questionable. Oh, Hades 2 came out? Wow. Nice. I saw Hades was added to Game Pass. I wonder if Hades 2 will be on Game Pass. Is Hades 2 coming to Game Pass? I love how there's a whole article. I just want a yes or no. Hades back in there to prepare you for Hades. Yeah, I don't care. I'm done reading. We're finished with that. Yeah, how much would you have to get from this? What if it's like 50 mana per fish? Then I think the difficulty with balancing something like this is either we're giving you like infinite mana or it's not worthwhile at all. Hey, Ramu. Because 50 mana would be catch 8 fish and you've got another spell cast. And there's a spell that gives you more fish too. So you could just kind of always have that cast. I'm thinking maybe we reformulate this. But I am considering all the different synergies. So like, let's say you have this and you have any sort of spell synergy, basically. I don't know. We're eventually going to add in faux potions, which will provide more fish eggs. We have auto fishing. I guess it's fun synergy when you have all that stuff. And it's only when you catch a glowy fish. Glowy fish can only get up to, I think, 75%. Although we're probably going to make it go up there faster. So it's going to be 25%, 50%, 75%. So what I'm concerned with is what happens when 75% of the time this triggers. So you have practically infinite mana. I guess then you're just clicking a bunch of the spell books. I don't know. Maybe we just shouldn't think about this. Let's just do it. And if it's broken, it's broken. And people are probably like, this is the greatest way to cheat at the game. Sure. So yeah, how much mana do we give you? That's still the part I don't know. Maybe 25 mana. Maybe it scales a bit. So it's like 25 to 40 over the course of like 30 perks. So yeah, we say 25 plus num perks divided by 2, math dot minimum of 40, and that. Are the keys similar to a normal keyboard? This is a very thin keyboard. So if you take a look at it from the side, it's like, I don't know, if I put my finger up alongside it, you can see the whole keyboard is not, actually that's not even, that's the case. Let me just show you the keyboard, I guess. The keyboard is incredibly thin. So I don't have, I guess I could show it compared to my phone. So you can see it. So my phone with the case is almost exactly the height of the keyboard. Fortunately, I just like made a bunch of the keys loose by doing that. Yeah, this is probably pretty good. Let's do this. I think this should be a generated ability. X would be this. Yeah. And I'm just going to write, this is probably going to be very powerful. So now all we need is a name for this. We need a better name. When you catch a glowy fish, you get mana. What should we say? Marine mana? I like that. I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, nice. Let's do it. Marine mana. How about the keys? Same as WSD. Looks like the arrow key is a combination of buttons. The keys themselves, I think this video will clarify a lot for you, and then you can look at the key map if you want to. So this is what my key map is. It's not QWERTY. I still have Q in the same position and W in the same position, but then it's an F, and then a P, and then a B. This is the Colmac layout. And yes, indeed, my arrow keys are in a different layer. So when I hold this key, then I enter the nav layer, and now my arrow keys are right there, up, left, down, and right. So yeah, I press these keys to use arrows, and if I'm not holding a key, then it types out U, L, no, not L. The L was random. U, N, I, and E. Maybe auto fishing we get less. I think this is just part of the fun, that if you have auto fishing, you still get the same amount, and it's just potentially broken. Because I think breaking the game is what's fun. So stronger hires. Let's go save this as marine mana. Go put this in there. Requires the pond. And how much do we say? Like mana amount, maybe? Just amount. Or power. It's not really clear what amount would mean. Mana bonus. Mana bonus. That's probably better. Mana bonus. Okay, so get mana bonus, I guess. Delete that. Generate it. We're just going to copy paste in the thing that I have over here. Mana bonus equals this. Can generate is going to be that you have glowy fish. Town.player abilities.has unlocked glowy fish. And then this is going to be mana bonus. Mana bonus. Okay. So what is this? Marine mana. Catching a glowy fish gives mana bonus mana to the enchanter. Cool. Well, you could just not customize this keyboard as much. Like Colmac isn't a layout I came up with. I could use QWERTY on this keyboard. It would still probably end up being a custom layout, but there are layouts that exist out there like Muryoku, which if you didn't want to come up with something, you could just use this. This has some nice pictures too. In fact, it's just one picture. So if you look at this picture, it tells you what everything does directly in this picture. So these thumb keys are your layers and they're color coded. And I know it's a little bit hard to read because I've zoomed in, but like pink is media. So while you're holding this key, you now access all of the pink keys over here. So like you hold media and press E and it's going to turn into the volume down button. And when you hold the blue key over here, it gives you the numbers. So you hold the number key and you press F and it types out an 8. Hey, Rohit. It's going pretty well. How you doing? Also, I just realized they're using Colmac DH for this. Huh. I wonder if they mentioned that here. They don't? Reference manual? Ah, here it is. Base layer alphas are Colmac DH. Oh, and they put their apostrophe up here too. I did that as well. Oh, interesting. I use that layout? Yeah. Yeah. How you're adjusting for using that keyboard as a first time before? Like, what's the learning curve? It's a pretty intense learning curve for coding, but for typing English, it's not bad at all. All right, so we have marine mana. Why is this erroneous? For something in the middle? Oh, I deleted this? Whoops. Players holding item? What? Code should not contain multiple whitespace characters. This isn't even what this is supposed to be called. Yeah, revert this. I don't know how that happened. I must have just accidentally typed. Hey, Vukic. Vukic? How do you pronounce your name? Does not look English. Have you seen Svalbard keyboard? I don't think so. Let me take a look. No. Oh, this looks kind of similar to another keyboard that I've seen. I don't generally think this is probably a great idea. Yeah. I've seen a keyboard like this. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it's great. If I were like totally retired, let's say I wasn't doing any game dev or something, I think buying one of these and just trying it out would be pretty fun. But I'm guessing this costs a lot of money. Like $300 minimally, I'm guessing. Yeah, $800. So this is the most expensive keyboard I've seen that is like totally custom. Yeah, $800 is nuts. This is not the kind of thing you buy and you're like, oh, maybe I'll just mess around with it. This is the kind of thing you like plan to switch to and invest a lot in. Also, it's kind of funny that just to get different colored keys costs $150. Aren't they just like 3D printed little slabs of plastic? They probably are. It's just no one else is making them. But hey, if you're spending $800, what's $950? Vukic. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll write that down. Oh, wait, where are my name pronunciations? There they are. Vukic. Cool. And I could just edit your name over here. Well, keyboard with the mouse isn't too crazy. Like this keyboard, if I press these keys, it's N, E, and I. If I hold this key and press them, now they are moving the mouse around. So like that's not difficult to do. It's not always super useful. I think if you have a trackball on your keyboard, it's probably more ergonomic. But I've never used a trackball for more than like 5 seconds or something because I've never owned one. So it's just been when I'm at someone else's place and they have one and I'm like, oh, cool. Can I try that? And 5 seconds isn't long enough to know how does it feel when you're drawing a picture or when you're scrolling through a page or something like that. Like, what do actual scenarios you're doing feel like? All right, so we put this in the fishing pond perks. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit difficult. We need the fishing pond to let you know when you've caught a fish. There's this function here, and then something needs to listen to it. I guess this isn't that bad. Caught a fish dot invoke with whether or not it's glowy. Where's the glowiness? FC dot is glowy. Actually, all we really care about is caught a glowy fish, so we could just change it to caught glowy fish. Yeah, why not? It makes the action name a little bit better. Plus, refactoring this sort of thing will be dead simple in the future. All right, so now we have a thing that says caught glowy fish. Then the town, when you get the fishing pond, would need to listen to this. We don't listen for anything here. Or I guess the enchanter got this word? I don't know. I'll put it here. All right, where's the fishing pond? Fishing pond dot caught glowy fish plus equal that. And I'll just type this in here on caught glowy fish. All right, so we need to check for a couple things. One, do you have the enchanter? If enchanter then is not null. And two, do you have the marine mana spell? So if you have both of these, then we just give you a certain amount of mana. Do we have a way to add mana? No, we don't. How do we do this normally? Mana equals. Mana crystal has it, and this updates it based on this. And the mana crystal is private. So we just need a modify mana function. Public void modify mana int delta. That's exactly what I want, but does this cap it? No, it doesn't. Mat.min max mana value. Where else would we use max mana if not for there? Okay, that's kind of funny. Something needs to know about this. I guess the parent or whatever calls set knows about it. I'm missing something here. What is responsible for increasing this? On timer timeout. Mana regen. Mana equals. Oh, math.min. Here it is. All right, so mana just plus equal mana regen. And we'll leave it to the setter to set it. Looks good. Modify mana. Looks good. And then we modify it in here. Enchanter then to modify mana. Marine mana.get mana bonus player abilities. And we could have started at 0 so that we're always calling this. I guess no matter what, we're doing this anyway, right? Yeah. So we don't even need to check for this. Okay, cool. Do you suggest that kind of keyword in developing? I think the only real reasons to try this are interest, hand strain, and potentially like relearning typing or something like that. So let's say you're slow or you're inaccurate. And that's about it. So for me, it was just, I was interested in this. I like the idea of this keyboard. I like the idea of trying Colmac at some point. I didn't have hand strain. And I didn't really feel a need to relearn typing. I was pretty fast on a QWERTY keyboard to begin with. So yeah, it was mostly interest driven. And I just find this sort of thing fun. Like I made, a long time ago, I did this project. There's a video here. So I made a solution that would let you type on a piano. And you can see in this video, it's not very fast. And if I had the sound playing, you'd hear that it doesn't sound great either. But it was just like a fun idea. I wanted to try it. So this is the kind of thing that interests me, which is why buying a keyboard like this also interested me. I just liked trying out different typing methods. Null check can be simplified. Yeah, I guess that's it. All right. So does this work? What if you unlock marine mana afterward? No, it should work. Yeah, let's try it. You can only be offered this if you have glowy fish already. And I didn't do anything to try to change the odds here. So this is going to be really tedious. No, you know what? Let's not make it tedious. Let's learn from my past mistakes. And let's get rid of all of these. And all of these. All right, so it's only when you catch a glowy fish. Oh, and we should probably show text saying that you got the mana. Where would that happen? I guess on the chef slime. I don't like that. But let me write that down so I don't forget. Maybe show text saying that you got mana. Yeah, I think it'd be nice to show you. And I think it's going to make it difficult. So there's the pond. We have the pond now. Now we need like max level glowy fish. Oh, interesting. These are all tiny perks. All right, let's get the automatically catches a fish one. There's glowy fish. Oh, was the first one the one that said we could get this? It shouldn't have been. Oh, I didn't look. Oh, let's upgrade max fish. Glowy fish. Okay, so there's marine mana. Catching a glowy fish gives 27 mana to the enchanter. All right, so let's not catch a glowy fish, or let's not do that yet. Except for I don't even have the enchanter. So we need the enchanter. There they are. All right, so I'm going to cast a spell. We're at 200 mana. And now we're going to go into battle against a D-fish. There are two glowing ones, but we're not targeting a glowing one right now. So we got to wait for this. It's going to be very slow because this rogue is terrible. And now it's still not targeting a glowy fish. It still isn't. It's just random. All right, so I'm at 76 mana. I don't know why I looked at that already. Oh my god, seriously? Targeted every single one except for the glowy one? All right, so now it's working its way through a glowy one. So we're at 241 mana. When we catch this, it's going to go up by, I think, 27 is what it said. That might have worked. No, it didn't work. I was going to say it might have worked and it might not have updated the tooltip, but it just didn't work. Should it offer the perk if you don't have the enchanter yet? Yeah, I think it should offer if you don't have the enchanter. I don't think it should offer it if you don't have glowy fish. So there are many perks that are offered to you without you meeting the conditions. Like you'll get enchanter perks before you have the enchanter in general. And that's intentional. Like that might steer you toward getting the enchanter. But yeah, this is not working correctly. So I got to put a breakpoint here. I wonder if this is even being called. Caught glowy fish. So it should be hit in just a sec. Okay, perfect. So this is getting invoked. Then we are catching it. And then the enchanter den is not null. And the mana bonus is what? Broken? It's 0, so it's broken. Huh. How is that possible? Huh. How is that possible? What happened to my perk? Did I not choose it? Oh my god, I didn't click it. Oh my god. All right, now it'll work. I forgot to click the button. All right, let's try to get more glowy fish, flimsy fish as well. That'll make this faster. Okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna click. Let's click out of this. Let's go over to here. Let's click that. This already thinks we caught a glowy fish. Oh, interesting, because we have auto fishing as well. All right, now we'll be able to test this. So see here, it says 218, 221, 224. It should jump up. This should now be set to a number higher than 0. It is 27. We are looking good. And I can't tell if that worked because I had been broken in. But yeah, we'll look at it this time. It should jump up to like 330-ish. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. All right, so all I wanted to do now, because this is working, I wanted to show that you got mana from over here. Or somewhere. I don't know where. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. All right, so where do we show that? I guess when we do this, we could just show it on top of the, I gotta revert this. We show it on top of the chef slime. Yeah, chef slime dot, take a look. Mana orbs that travel. I want to be careful about things just flying all over the place. So I think just showing text on the chef slime should be fine, because that's what we do for gold already. Grant money if applicable. Here it is. Modify money at position. So I've got some text here. I want to show this. I want it to be blue, and I want to say plus. I guess we get the mana bonus here. Then this is mana bonus, and then this should say mana. And then we show this at a particular position. So this is create floating text. And with what else? A UI message? Sure. So text position is going to be chefslime.global position. Color.white, sure, whatever. And delete the rest of that. We know you have the chef slime at this point. You must have the chef slime to have caught a fish. Yeah. All right. Let's go try that. So this is going to stack on top of the other text that shows up, which I think is okay. I don't think you need to be able to read all these numbers. Although we could push it to the side if we wanted to. But I think it's fine. I think there's a lot of chaos. All right, so we get the fishing pond. There it is. And then just on its own, we won't be offered marine mana because we don't have glowy fish yet. So that shouldn't be there as far as I know. Why is it there? Can generate. Has unlocked ability. Fishing pond, glowy fish. We haven't though, right? No, we haven't. What? What indeed? Let's put a breakpoint there. Why is that showing up there? I don't get that. I wonder if I broke everything somehow. It's not even calling this. That's bizarre. We don't check to see. Oh my God, we don't. Oh, that's a mistake. There's ability.hasmet perk conditions, and this doesn't actually check the thing we need to check. Oh man, seriously? What overrides this? Oh no. All right. So generated abilities should override this. Kind of surprised I didn't do this already. Public override this with the abilities component to return can generate. And then what does that take in? The town and the number of perks presented. Town dot, where do we even get that from? Nothing calls this? Shouldn't twists have been calling this? Can generate. What? Why is this taking the town? Oh no, it takes the num perks presented. Okay, where's that from? That's passed in to there, which is perk choice tracker, which is the town perk choice tracker, which I guess we can get, but I'm not gonna like getting that. Town perk choice tracker dot num perks presented. Why is that number different? Huh. It's curious. Very curious that it's separate. When does that go up? When you're presented with a twist? Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so now it should be called. People make their own keyboards as well. I've seen one guy do it, assembling the whole keyboard and running the drivers in Rust. I think what you're talking, who you're talking about is Rymu, who is actually in Twitch chat. He made the Rusty keyboard and produced a couple of them, I think. All right, so now we have this, and now this should be returning false, right? And number perks presented should be a low number. What is this? 0, yeah. False, perfect. So everything I was doing before this was wrong. Anytime we had this farm crop value, that would have been ignored. This grant storage would have been ignored. This was definitely being ignored. This would have been ignored, but I never tested it. Just less loot. That doesn't matter. And that doesn't matter. Okay, so it never would have mattered, I guess. The brown hounds. It looks better and better. Thank you. We are getting there. Hey, yourself. Would you recommend reading textbooks to learn code or just jumping right in? I think I would say to jump in, because I think whenever you're learning something new, you don't know if you'll like that thing or use that thing. So like, let's say I started learning Blender, for example, and I actually have done this in the past. I kind of just stopped after a few days. So it was like, imagine if I bought a textbook and I started reading it and I'm like, I don't even know if I like Blender or if I have a need for it. So I think textbooks are a way to learn. And if you know that you learn through textbooks, I think they're a good idea. But if you're brand new to coding, you might start coding and realize like, this just isn't for me. And the textbooks just seem to be dead weight. Now, with that said, also talking about like textbooks for code, I don't think you need them to be physical textbooks. There are a lot of resources online. So if all you're looking for is a collection of text, then I think don't spend money on it because probably something's going to exist out there, at least for beginners. Now, if you're trying to learn something super advanced, like, I don't know, writing a compiler or whatever, then yeah, maybe a textbook is a good idea to look through. Okay, so now we can finally test this out. So we'll get all the fishing ones except for marine mana. And oh, it was still offered. Wait a second. Did I return that correctly? Generated ability. Hazmat per conditions is can generate. Oh, this does not look good. This does not look good. Well, unless I clicked glowy fish and didn't pay attention to it. That is possible. Hey, button software. You ever get circular reference crashes when adding code to getters? I stopped doing it years ago. Not sure if it still crashes Unity. I have never seen one of those, so I don't think so. Yeah. But I assume if you were to write a getter that references itself that it would be a problem. Although I'm assuming it wouldn't even build if you did that. Like, let's look for a getter that I have. Yeah, like if I say if I say to return this plus this, operator plus cannot be applied to float and bool. Add a way to break out of this recursion. Yeah, so that's it. Will detect that it's a problem. All right, let's try this again. So flimsy fish. We're trying to find that marine mana should not be here. And I'm going to get every single perk, and we're going to make sure that it never shows up. Fish give gold is totally fine. Auto fishing is totally fine. Max fish is fine. Yeah, nice. So we're only getting 2 perks now, which is proof that it's not going to show up. But if I click glowy fish, it will now show up the next time. Yep, there it is, marine mana. Okie dokie. So we don't even have the fishing pond. Let's get the fishing pond. And then let's get the enchanter's den. And then let's cast a spell. So now we're at 200 mana. And now we're going to get marine mana. And max out glowy fish. And then send a character to battle. And we also have auto fishing, so it will catch a fish every once in a while for me. So I'm just going to look at the amount of mana we have. Is it 260, 263? It should jump up by, yeah, there. It jumped up. And it should jump up again. Yep, perfect. Okay, nice. And is it showing plus mana when that happens? Nice. Nice. So I just speed this up. Yeah, plus 28 mana. We should probably make that a lighter blue color because it's kind of hard to read. Or even a rainbow color. Don't we have rainbow text somewhere else? Yeah. Because mana is used in the rainbow mana crystal, so I guess we can just make it rainbow. Where is that? It's the bottom of town. Yeah, so get rid of the get rid of the color and do that. Alternatively, we could put the color just for this bit. Or for the mana tag. If we say +5 mana and we could only make one thing rainbow, would you make the value rainbow or the mana rainbow? I think I'd just make the value. Yeah, let's see how that looks. Careful. Careful with the picking perks or careful with the recursive getters? Because at least the recursive getter thing, you'd see the linter warning. The whole thing might work too. Because we don't have the restriction that we only have to make it work for 1/2 of this. I was just curious. I guess now we need to build that up again unless I can load the game. Do we have the perks? We do. But this is from an older version. All right. So we just needed to auto catch some fish. So let's see what happens. It'll do it after some number of seconds. Should be happening pretty soon, right? Ah, there it is. All right, yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind of like that. Let's send the rogue into battle now. This will cause him to catch it a little bit faster. Just want to see what this looks like. Oh, it's happening as soon as... It's happening without waiting for the fish to actually reach the chef slime. And yeah, I don't like it on the value. I think the value should always be in the same color. And that this should be here. So value should maybe be color equals cyan. But yeah, this is a problem. This is on caught. It should maybe be on the chef slime cooking it. Cook fish, consume fish. Yeah, and we know here if it's glowy or not. There's grant money if applicable. Yeah, this is what we should be doing. This shouldn't be here then. Because we already know that it's a fish. So we can just do this. Oh, I guess it doesn't need to access the town for that. On caught glowy fish. So we delete this. Delete it from the fishing pond. On caught. Yeah, delete that. Now the glowy fish thing needs to change. There. And now we just put this into the chef slime. Grant mana if applicable. So if town dot enchanter den is not null, yeah, this is kind of weird. All right, that'll look a little bit better. Let's try it. I think I probably put the code return this +1 and there was no warning. Unity just crashed. It wouldn't be Unity that provides a warning though. It'd be your C# linter. And I don't know if you can code C# within Unity. I think you have to do it from an external editor. So maybe you should look into setting up linting tools. So that way you get those sorts of warnings. I think if you use, let's say, JetBrains Rider, you should probably have those by default. All right, so we got to load the game. And then we just need to catch some of these fish. And it's going to automatically do it after some time, but we'll speed this up a little bit. And that way, now everything's going to be timed concurrently. So we should see plus sludge at the same time we see plus mana. I messed that up. I typed the wrong thing. / color. My bad. All right, at least it's quick to test again. Continue. In fact, we don't even need to catch a fish because we have auto fishing on. Well, we don't need a battle for them. So we're just looking at the text now. Does it look good? Yeah, that's pretty nice. All right, pretty good. So yeah, as we're getting fish, we should see the mana shoot up here. There it is. Yep. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Auto fishing just happened. Yeah. So this is not super interesting right now, but we're going to have a fourth spell. And the fourth spell is going to be kind of interesting. So right now the spells we have are plus customer speed, plus worker speed, and plus chance to find double the items. The new spell is going to be something like faux potions, which is the extractor will get a magical potion in it every second for 30 seconds. So it's basically going to say like plus 30 gold worth of potions or something like that. I don't know what. And those will give you fish eggs. So it's now a nice synergistic cycle that you have. And then we have perks that give you an on-cast bonus. So this one is cause customers to buy nearby items instantly. Like, yeah. This one is harvest all crops and give more value for them. And this one is generate 5 items. So this one's on cast bonus. Do I even have that idea there? Ah, look, I get a real message. Happy quarter streak. Cool to see the game develop and learn how to take notes here. Thanks, Galaxy Inferno. Happy quarter of a year indeed. And yeah, I'm glad to see that the sharing of the message is different from the converting from Prime to full sub. What is the on-cast for this? Oh yeah, well you have an enchanter spell. Okay, so it's not an on-cast bonus. It would make your crops grow faster though. Yeah, anyway, I think this would be super cool. So I'm looking forward to adding that. And I kind of want to add it today, but I don't think I'm going to do it on stream. And I'm also not totally sure where we're going to put the other spell book. Like, I wonder if we should arrange these in a square. So 2 by 2 instead of 1 by 4. No matter what, we're going to have to move like the mushrooms of the bush or something. That's okay. But yeah, I think we move these a little bit. Probably 2 by 2. Yeah. Okay, so this is done. Let's check it in. Oh, and we fixed a bug. It's really important to have fixed. So I should probably check that in separately, huh? Let's revert all of this. Let's revert all of this. And then check in just the things that fix this. Where are those things? Here. And here. And then one other place passes in the right thing now. Where is that? Why don't I see that here? This can't possibly work, right? No, it could. It could. Yeah, because it's all encapsulated in this. Okay, so fix bug with generated ability. Can generate was never being called for town perks. This didn't. Yeah, there are very few generated abilities. They use this. But yes, the couple that do were broken. Players wouldn't have noticed, and players probably wouldn't have cared. So, whatever. But it's a bug fix. We've done it. Now we've added in marine mana. And that's looking good. Yep, nice. Add marine mana perk. Are you streaming every day? I've got the schedule posted there. It's every weekday, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays, just in the morning. This has been added. And then the final thing I wanted to do was this one. Supercharge. Take the lowest level adventurer you have and give them X battle perks. So the interesting thing about this is your lowest level adventurer may not be a low level. You might only have 3 adventurers, let's say, and they're all level 4. And then your lowest level 1 is level 4, in which case giving them more perks is pretty powerful. So I do think we should probably code this. ATD, how's it going? Yeah, I think let's try this. So now the same questions as always. What do we call this and how do we scale this? So I think what we could do is we could scale this based on how many adventurers you have and what levels they are. So let's say you have 10 adventurers and the lowest one is level 1. We could give you like plus 5 levels for them. But let's say you only have 3 adventurers and the lowest is, let's say, 2. We could give you plus 2 levels. 1 to 2. So how about we say number of adventurers you have divided by 2 and the ceiling of that. So 1 would be 1, 2 would be 1, 3 would be 2, 4 would be 2. So it's just this pattern. I'll just type all this out, I guess. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 3, 3. I should get in the habit of doing this. 4, 4, 5, 5. The reason I wrote this out is because I want to be able to see how it would feel. So if I have 1 adventurer and I'm offered this perk, it would make my 1 adventurer go 1 level higher. I think that's good. I mean, it's your only adventurer, so you're guaranteed to make something that you have more powerful. And if I have 2 adventurers, it's going to make just one of them. It's going to make the lower level one more powerful, but only by 1 level. I think that's probably less interesting. See, I'm not sure about this one. But if I had 3 adventurers, 2 levels, yeah, it's pretty good. 4 being 2 levels. Yeah, I think pretty much all these other ones are fine. I'm not sure about this specific one. But let's try it. People might just not pick it. It's okay. And then, yeah, so what do we call this? So this is the scaling I want to do. X equals that. Supercharge is not bad, but getting one perk is not really supercharging them. So maybe we call it something like catch up or power level. This isn't bad, but again, power leveling wouldn't. I think yeah, I don't know. Anyone have any good ideas? It's going to level up your lowest level adventurer by some number of times. I just need a name for it. I think power leveling. I think power leveling is decent. Maybe that's what we call it. It's an investment hurdle. Hey Chris, what do you mean by that? I don't think I've ever heard of a hurdle rate. Minimum rate of return required on a project or investment. Huh. All right, power leveling. Actually, I guess it's going to be pretty similar to stronger hires, right? Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, to be clear here, this isn't exactly a level. This is based on how many adventurers you have. So if you have one, you'll get one perk. If you have two, you could just opt not to get this at the time and then just wait until you hire another adventurer, in which case then you'll be offered it as two. So you only get to pick one of these. And it's based on this number, which you technically do control. You could always hire more adventurers. So yeah, it's not that you're going through these iteratively and you have to deal with a sucky level in the middle. It's different from that. All right, so this is called power leveling. Doesn't require any building, doesn't have an icon yet. Or just force 2 to be 2. Yeah, this is all on paper, so it's kind of hard to tell. I think it'll still feel fine when your lower level adventurer gets a level up. And if people don't end up picking it, they don't end up picking it. I think there's a certain amount of balance that's worth striving for. And that there's probably diminishing returns trying to get perfect balance. So I think we need to get like mostly there and then leave it in players' hands for the other things. I mean, imagine if you saw a level up for something and it was like choose a stat to upgrade. And it was like power plus 1000, dexterity plus whatever, 670. And it was like defense plus 3. It's like, well, those numbers aren't the same as the other category, like 1000, but I'm only getting 3 for this one. And as a player, you'd be like, well, that's just not interesting, right? Ideally, the game would have given you something like 350 or whatever, something more in line with the other numbers. But it didn't. And you'd be like, yeah, well, maybe it doesn't ruin the game. And in this case, by the way, we're talking about like, I guess it's technically 100% difference between 1 and 2. But I still think even just giving 1 is probably good enough. So yeah, we'll see. All right, power leveling, number of battle perks. So yeah, this is the same thing. Getting on battle perks, this is also fine. Apply the battle perks. This is going to apply them based on just the town, I guess. Why do we have this get number though? Stronger hires. Get number. Is someone using this? Ah, right, because we need to show it in the UI. Okay. I don't think we need to show this in the UI though, do we? No, we don't. We just need to get the ability or default. Get ability or default. Where is this? This ability ID. And then cast it to a power leveling. And then get the number of battle perks. And then this, we're going to have to code a little differently. I'll just write to do figure out your weakest adventurer. Or randomly pick between many weakest ones. Maybe it becomes meta. Leave this at party of 2. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that could happen too. I think some amount of that is kind of nice to discover. And some of it's kind of frustrating in some games. Like imagine we're just coming up with some, made up game where there's an early game reward that is just amazing. But in the late game, it's I guess the opposite, it's terrible. As a new player, you don't necessarily know when you're in the early game or the late game. One of the things I always think about is in Slay the Spire, there's some average number of turns per battle. And there's some average number of enemies per battle. And a new player wouldn't know either one of these things. And these are going to dictate some of your decisions you make. So like some cards basically don't pay off until you've played at least 3-4 turns. Well, if most battles are over in 1 turn and you don't know that as a new player, this thing that looks appealing is actually not appealing anymore. And there are lots of cards that say like deal damage to all enemies or something. Well, if most of the time you're fighting one enemy, that's not all that helpful. And this meta knowledge is interesting to have, but then to some extent it's also kind of a letdown. And this is what leads to sort of like wiki playing of games where you Google what's a better choice here, because I can't tell right now and I don't know if it's going to be permanent. Do you use ChatGPT as a helper sometimes for coding? You should probably take a look through the commands list, because I was going to say there's a lot of commands that are already answered on here. Like the AI stuff is answered. I do use Copilot. I guess if you type ChatGPT, it wouldn't show anything. But yeah, AI does. I'm going to give you all the skills per level on a tier list. And I'm like, what's up? It's your boy Adam. I'm going to mess up Bad Chris's tier list by changing the game. All right, so when we generate this, it's going to be the ceiling of the number of adventures you have divided by 2. So math.ceiling, the number of it. Oh, we don't have the number of adventures you have. Hey, Oaklis. I think part of the fun of a roguelike is figuring out what's good and what isn't. So it shouldn't really be clear the first time you're offered something. Yeah. Like I said, I think there is some amount of interest that happens there. I just think it's kind of a shame that some of these things are like, if you were an informed player, you'd know how to make a better decision. And the game's not going to tell you what the best decision is. But yeah, that's the genre. Yeah, this is a problem. All we're given is number of perks presented. So we can't tell you how many adventures you have. So we would need to pass in a town here and then pull it from there. I mean, if can generate takes in a town, I don't know why this wouldn't. So yeah, we got to modify that. All right, well, for now, let's just set this to 3, I guess, and just say change this function to take in a town so that we can pull the number of adventures you have. What else? All right, so what's this called? Power leveling. Your lowest level adventurer will be given perks, battle perks. All right, so that's good. That can generate should just always be true, so just delete this. I guess delete some of these things, but we're probably gonna need them back at some point. So none of this stuff's gonna work yet. We're not actually giving you the thing. Let's put this in here. Power leveling. I guess that's it. I guess we have to now go code this. Where's the warehouse? I want the warehouse one to stay. All right, so figure out your weakest adventurer or randomly pick between many weakest ones. All right, how do we want to do this? So town.getAdventurers dot order by Adventurer. All right, how do we do this? Adventurer component. Get component. Why is this not showing up? Component, adventurer component. Don't I have an adventurer function thing? Shouldn't this just have like a get level of adventurer? Wouldn't I do this a lot? Get component, adventure component. I don't do it a lot. I get the adventurer class here. That I could have sworn we had an easier way to get. Yeah, so adventurer class equals adventurer component dot get adventurer class of the entity. Yeah, that simplifies the code a little bit. Why is that breaking now? Oh, because that's capitalized. Okay. And now what's the problem with that? It takes in an adventurer. Are you kidding me? Why? This should just be a node. Yeah, so now this shouldn't fail. Now would be a good time to replay the demo. Haven't played it in a while. There's another release right around the corner. So the demo is like, it's mostly getting some tiny UI updates. The playtest version, I'll probably launch a new version tomorrow. Are you, I don't recall, are you in the playtest? And have you played the playtest version, I guess? Those are two separate questions. Because I can't remember if I've added you, but I think I did. I haven't. Okay. Then yeah, I would say to probably wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow there's like an 80% chance, maybe 90% chance that I can launch. But yeah, if you want to join the playtest, yep, you found the document for it. And the big thing that the playtest adds is challenge mode. But it also adds 3 new adventurers and the treasure room. But challenge mode is the big thing. So here's what's super helpful for me, if you're okay doing this. I really need people to record themselves playing challenge mode for the first time with audio so that I can hear their stream of consciousness. So this is like ultra important. And if you're not comfortable with this, that's fine. Just playing the game and typing up your feedback is okay. But yeah, my idea is that I want to see like what are people thinking as they're playing through challenge mode, what's unclear to them, what kind of choices are they making, how long did they spend reading things, that sort of thing. So anyway, yeah, that's where I stand. And you've actually dodged a lot of the maybe less fun versions of the game. Oh man. So yeah, hopefully it's getting better. All right, I was looking through all of these changes. Anywhere that we just use this for getting the adventure class, we could change. Here we use it for a bunch of things. Here we use it for is in battle. That's fine. This is get adventure class. This is all fine. We check for is in battle. This is for the adventure class. Yeah, this should be changed. Yeah, we might as well use these functions if I already have them. This is just for their level? No, it's also for their adventure class. This is for the adventure class. In fact, okay, this is in town. Let me change this. Get adventure class. It was trying to type it out for me, but it's doing kind of a weird... Oh, wait, no, we're also using the level. Never mind, we can't do that. Yeah, don't change any of this. There. Let's go to the next one. It's for available skill points. This is totally fine, totally fine. In fact, let's look at it like this. We're in Adventure Panel tab. Yeah. All right, so we don't need any of those. What's this one doing? Yeah, a bunch of stuff. That's fine. Probably a lot of this stuff is going to be okay. This one's literally just for the level. Interesting. And this one is too. Huh. Okay. Well, I think I want that. Public static int get level node adventurer. Return ECS get component level. Cool. All right. So now we go change these. Where is it? How did I lose them? This one. Level equals this dot get level. And then remove these. Cool. This is also just for the level. Nice. All right, keep looking through these. Any other ones that we have? Yeah, this, same thing. And the AI should know how I want to do this differently. Nice, nice, nice. And delete that. Cool. This is pointless. Adventurer component.get adventurer class. And then we can just delete all of that. Wow. Yeah. Nice. So a lot of this is getting slightly neater. This is not a very important thing for me to be doing. But I don't want to add a new function and then not use it anywhere. That's their display name. That's okay, cool. So there's all that. Now, none of that is what I wanted to do. What I actually wanted to do is get the level here. So order by get level. So this is going to get me sorted adventurers. And then I want a random adventurer who's at your lowest level. There are a couple different ways we could do this. One is we could just find what your lowest level is and then return all the ones that have that lowest level. The other is sort them like this and then look through the starting of the list until we find a level that's not the lowest one anymore. And then slice there and then sort them. So, or sort them, sample. So this is sorted adventurers. We're now going to go through and see int lowest level equals this. Why is that a problem? Cannot implicitly convert from adventure to int. Yeah, I want this thing's level. Okay, so now we want a list of adventurers, lowest level adventurers. This will work. Yeah, it'll work. It's technically, I mean, both iterations I was going to do would have been O of N, but this is technically always looking through the entire list when we could break early. But it's not worth optimizing for upwards of 9 iterations. Okay, so now do that. And then go through and sample one. So now get adventurer to power level. There's going to be this. And then give them battle perks. And I guess we do it just based on their class. Power level. And we're done. All right, so let's look at this function. So we get the number of battle perks you should have. That can go down here, I guess. So we get your sorted adventurers by level. And then we get the lowest level and get all the ones that are of the lowest level. Sure. And then randomly pick one of those. and then grant them a number of perks. Yeah. So this is going to have to change, but this is going to grant them 3 levels. So let's go try this out. This is 3. So let me think about this. So we should try hiring every adventurer, and I'll just pick a random one and make them 1 level higher. And then what we're going to do is hire 2 adventurers and just make one of them a higher level. So I have every adventurer right now. And I'm going to go get that perk. Here it is, power leveling. We pick that. Now one of these should be level 4. It didn't work because I forgot to call the function. Oh, man. Yeah, it should be in here. Stronger hires apply battle perks. Oh, when should this happen? Wait, no, this is as soon as you get the perk. What am I talking about? Yeah, so I guess anything can do this. So whenever you've chosen this. Mushy. Yeah, I like that character. Ability changed level. That's weird. Where did I do that? Oh, here it is. All right, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this function. Power leveling. We just do power leveling dot apply battle perks. This. Because I think this should be done from the ability itself, and I can do that eventually. I just haven't. It used to be there. It's one of those refactorings that's very obvious and would save a bunch of lines in town.cs. And yet it's just not important enough to do. All right, there it is, power leveling. So we only have 1 adventurer right now. Let's hire another one before we do this. And let's make one of them level up. So now the archer's level 2. So it's always gonna pick the golem now. And it'll make the golem level 4. Yes. Did it work? We got a bunch of haste. We got some return damage. We got a whole lot of fortitude. A bunch of health, a skill, 2 skills. Yeah, so that worked. So now I want to try, what if you have multiple that are at the same level? Hey, again, EJ. That's 3 days in a row. Every Juan for every day. That's a lot of Juans. All right, I gave it to the witch doctor this time. Nice. Yeah, looks like it's working. Combo. Yeah. Now we just need to not have you break the combo. So you're here until the end of time. What do you end up doing for lunch every day, EJ? What's your typical lunch? Okay, sounds good. You're trapped. I think I want to fix this to-do item in another commit. I also think we have several commits here already. Yeah. Fine. Okay, well, let's just commit all of our cleanup stuff that we have here. Level %2 level. Yep, okay, great. Then adventure component needs those changes as well. Adventure itself is different. Town should not change. That's fine. That should change. And that's it. Okay, good. So use adventurer component convenience, or like static functions, for getting the adventurer class or level more easily. If I'm cooking, I do a salad with chopped chicken, or if I go out, it's either Chipotle, Urban Plates, Luna Grill, or Zesty Olives. Zesty Olives. Never heard of that. Crisp seasonal greens. This looks pretty interesting. And they have sandwiches. Man. This goes to show me that I am very hungry. And Luna Grill. Let me see what that one is too. Oh, nice. Yeah, neat. I am hungry. What time is it? 11:14? It's not even lunchtime. All right, so this is all looking good except for this to-do item, which I think I'm going to fix in another commit, as I mentioned. Yeah. Add power leveling perk. I have a to-do item here that I'm about to fix, but it'll modify a bunch of files because we're changing a function signature. Would you eat right now if you could? I mean, I can. If I weren't streaming, yes, I'd probably go eat something. But I should really be productive for a little bit longer, then eat, then be productive again. Then I think I'll eat again after that. You know, in fact, I'll eat many times a day for the rest of my life. All right, what was I going to modify? The entire generated ability.generate function. How dare you? This man's out of control. Leave some food for the rest of us. All right, cool. So this is going to change every single function. Let's search for this and delete that. Oh, interesting. Okay, so every single one of these should be the same. Yep. And now we're going to change them all to take in the town. And then we're going to try building and just kind of cross our fingers here. Oh, it's going to fail because I'm not passing in the town when I call this. It's going to fail 18 times apparently. But why is that? Oh, because the town doesn't exist? Oh my God. Well, that's annoying. And this is going to exist in every single one of these files. There's got to be a better way to do this. And this is the kind of thing I really should test AI out for. Be like, hey, I just added in town in a bunch of files. Can you please make sure the imports are correct now? And it's very mechanical. It's not hard to fix. It's not hard to know that there's still problems. It's just annoying. All right, so now it should only have one error, I think. Unless I missed some. I might have skipped. It's hard to know where I scrolled in the list. Yeah, I did skip some. It's a problem here, there. Okay, so now I think there should just be one error. What will it be then? Is it a curry? Is it pad thai? I don't think we have much food in the house right now. So it would probably be like either something frozen or a meal replacement drink. And then maybe I'll see if my wife wants to go out to dinner tonight or something. I'm eating right now and I'm super sad I'm not eating pad thai. Craving it in no hat. I do like Thai food quite a lot. EJ tried it on my suggestion and was like, Adam, you're just kind of an idiot. I was like, EJ, that's hurtful. He said, well, I don't like the food you like. I said, EJ, that's especially hurtful. He said, I just don't care. I'm a prickly cactus. So we don't take in the town here. Get player ability. Gets a player ability. If it's supposed to be generated, it'll populate with that data. So this needs to be like this. I don't like this at all. And we can fetch this from there. Ugh, I don't like this. All right, well, let's take in the town for this too, I guess. And then there's one more error. And I just created another error by doing that. Generate should take in the town. Do we have the town? Yes, we do. Nice. And then this final thing that we have to do here. Where is this called from? Two places. Two places. And one more. Where's the other one? There it is. This looks like a stupid definition to me. We needed player abilities to be passed in. Here it's just an abilities component. Because we got it from there. Yeah, this is kind of strange. Oh well. was thinking of asking EJ if you were stranded on a desert island and you only had 4 restaurants you could go to, what would you pick? I think he already divulged that information. All right, so I did the thing and then I forgot to change power leveling. Generate is supposed to take in whatever that formula is that I came up with. This. So number of battle perks equals math.ceiling. And I guess we need to convert this to an int. Number of adventures you have divided by 2. And if I don't have the int here, it's going to fail. Call is ambiguous between the following decimal or double. Yeah, I think this is stupid. We have to do that. He stopped working? What? I think I missed the context. Sorry. I feel like my brain has just been in a constant state of being fried lately. I don't know what's going on. The exe stopped working. Yeah, come on, Adam. Sorry. I should take a retreat to the Swedish forest. Right, I learned Swedish. I type in the command. Someone spams back language. I'm like, oh, okay. That's a joke just for Oppressal. I think this is looking good. Yeah. I should now test that that one ability is generating correctly. Go try it out. So they're good enough for that joke. Do you know about food.exe at Pressel? I don't remember if you were around during those days. Like, just to be clear, so that it's we don't need a ton of back and forth here, but it's the name of the game that EJ made. It was a competitive grilling game. No, I don't. I just know it stopped working. Okay. Well, it did technically stop working. I doubt the servers are online for that one. All right. So I did something kind of stupid, which is I put all the perks back in the pool. So the odds of us seeing power leveling here, very slim. So I'm going to still just click a bunch of these things. And I'm going to eventually find it here and then not click it because I'm not going to realize it was there. There it is. Your lowest level adventurer will be given 1 battle perk. Oh, because I only have 1 adventurer. Oh. Okay, let's go hire all the adventurers. Done. Now it should be offered 5. Offering 5. But now I need to find it again. There it is. Your lowest level adventurer will be given 5 battle perks. Okay, let's click this. So now we have a level 6 adventurer. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. Literally the best game in the world. Had to turn down deals from EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft. Must have been before I followed. Well, it was mostly through his stream. That was back when EJ was a streamer, a game dev. Now he's just a simple cactus. Simple cactus with some emotes named after him in this channel. It's the thing. You become foundational in someone's stream, then you leave them. Okay, so address to do item. Power leveling now takes into account how many adventures you have. In order to do this, we needed to plumb the town through the generate function. But otherwise, this is a very simple commit. Okay, so that was the goal I wanted to get done with today. We added 4 perks and it took like 3 hours and I really didn't have too much startup time or anything. I didn't take a break. So it was really 45 minutes per perk, which is a little bit spooky because I would expect these to be faster, but I guess there is a decent amount to all of them. How many more years do I have to watch to be able to get my own emote? Adam fused to a troll face. How many more years? I don't think it's a years thing. Actually, who of all the emotes I have, Windy made this emote. These ones are named after EJ. Antimatter Tape made that emote. I haven't seen Antimatter Tape in a long time. And then Quickie Joe made a bunch of emotes. And I think that's it. I have quite the eclectic set of emotes. Oh yeah, AMT did make that one. Right? Yeah, it says artist Antimatter Tape. Huh. You made an Atom Party. That doesn't have artist on there. Although I guess technically it's my face, so putting an artist is kind of strange. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I wanna do a quick test run. It's not gonna be balanced. I just want to try some of the new perks though and see what they feel like. Oh, I see. Sort of like Adam W stretches my smile. Added 4 new perks, just streamed in the morning. Otters was that one. Oh, and there's an artist for that, so maybe, well, I guess it's my face, but he actually did draw it. Good times indeed. All right. So let's go test this out. We're going to play a run. It'll probably be about 20 minutes. Might even be faster. New perks might be too powerful. But like I said, I just want to see how they feel and what it feels like to be offered now 4 more choices. New game. Looks good. All right. Start our battle. Get another adventure. Start another battle. Now we wait for loot. Actually, I'll build a building. I'm gonna get the Enchanter's Den. And let's immediately start with more loot. I'll level this up as much as I can. How's being a game dev nowadays? Do you recommend it as a primary niche or a hobby? I recommend it as a hobby for sure. Game dev is very saturated and it's very easy to get into for developers, and there are more developers now than ever. So it's like a triple whammy of hard to find traction as a game developer. And then also just look at Steam at games you play and think of like how much money have you spent on those games? Would you have spent an extra $5 on some of those games? Because that's kind of what a lot of people have to struggle with. Is like you might spend a couple years making a game and you price it at $10 or 15. It's like, how many sales do you need to make up for 2 years worth of development time? So yeah, it's a little bit grim. I don't have any of these characters. All right, let's wait until we have 50 G's. Whoops. I want the cloak. There we go. I could be selling some potions. I probably should. Especially if I'm holding off on that. Yeah, let's do that. All right, that cloak can go up there. I'll sell a couple of potions. Put some more in the farm. Well, I bought those immediately. I should probably keep the bows around because they're all walking toward the... Wow, that's a lot of potions. All right, nice. We're full up on that? Yeah. Buy my stuff. Buy it. All right, we're almost at 50, and now everyone wants cloaks all of a sudden. Well, I got plenty. We don't need... Oh, we do have space for a bow. Yes, get the cloaks. Give me the money. Okay, now we need a worker and we need another adventurer. Let's get the archer and then get the archer perk. Get more of these. We don't have any of these characters. I like Frenzy. I don't think we're gonna end up getting that character though. Nice. All right, so we got a bunch of perks. Let's work toward another worker and let's stop these battles and send them all to the volcano. Pretzel. Alright, so we're gonna be slower. Another battle perk. A town perk. This is our first one of these. Every 25 seconds, fill some number of warehouse slots with guild supplies. I'm gonna go with more customers at first. Oh my god. Look at all the items. No. Grab that. Put it over there. Nice. Cool. Enjoying it as a hobby. Can use it as a meeting point for other hobbies. Yeah, that's true. I think it is a good confluence of that stuff. Games represent practically every other creative endeavor at this point. Art, music, story. Even like you can go deep on any of these things too. Sound design if you wanted to. All right, we got another worker. Even the game design aspect, I don't think is very easy to do. Interesting. Let's get that. We should probably make customers move faster, and I should probably put some of these things in here. All right, nice. They don't want that. Let's put that over there. Get that. Yeah, project management. Yeah, there's like all the software stuff, testing if you wanted to. And then, what sold for 10? Are these selling for 10? Oh wow, they are. And then there's also all of the just like business management stuff. Like, I don't know, making a privacy policy, for example. That's not something you just hammer out in like 5 minutes, although you could probably use AI for it nowadays. We have too many weapons. This only happens at this point in the game. I will build the treasure room. Yeah. I should have started with a quick move menu. Casting Stalking Frenzy causes all mature crops to be harvested. I'm going to take that and try it out early on. So now let's not harvest any of the crops. I got the treasure room, so we can put any extra keys up here. We could use some more mana. Okay, waiting for more of those to grow. Get this up there. Yeah, they're almost done. We're eating a good amount of items, and that's quite a lot. Okay, so when more of these grow, which is, yeah, we'll do it now. So I'm going to use Stalking Frenzy. I'm going to get all of those crops harvested, and my workers will move faster. Oh my god, I can't move these items fast enough. Need the quick move menu. Alright, that gave us a bunch of sludge for upgrades. And probably lets us go fight in the next area. So now we can find boots. Thing is, I didn't really need my workers to move faster. I just like the ability that I got from it. I really want this. But then I need the warehouse. So let's do it. Let's get the warehouse next. Yeah, the boots should go in here. Need the warehouse. Build. No, I want the warehouse. Need 100 gold now. I'm 100 gold. Buy a treasure chest. Paladin and Rogue? I guess the Rogue will help us. And it'll get them each level too. That's pretty good. Oh, let's sell some of these potions. Get rid of that. We need 58 more gold. Mage is going to be overpowered. Good, 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 good. Now just 28 more gold. 22, 13. There, we got it. Warehouse. Woohoo! Now we'll get very few guild supplies every once in a while. Better than nothing. It hasn't happened yet. When does it happen? Every 25 seconds? Yeah, there's one. Spirit Caller's brooch. Nice. Ooh, we got another skeleton too. All right, town's cruising right along. Let's start getting some town perks. Instant loot, casting shopping spree will give you a bunch of stuff. Your lowest level adventurer will be given 2 battle perks. Okay, now let's take a look. That would make my rogue better. I think we're gonna do that. It's too bad it doesn't tell you what the perks are, so I'd have to look at my stats ahead of time. Yeah, let's take that. So now it's level 4. It got exposed weakness. It got some other stats. Like I said, I can't tell what they are. But yeah, neat. And we're getting a bunch of items now. Could really use that quick move menu. All right, what do we have? This is pretty nice. Let's take it. Yeah. Okay, I really like a lot of these new perks. They're very cool. They feel powerful. And they change the game a little bit. It's more than just like, oh, this helps the farm. Don't think about it anymore. Just, do you need the farm to be helped? It's like, oh, it changes up. I do not have the APM for this. This game is looking good. It's feeling pretty good. I do need to do more balance testing. All right, so this takes 14 potions. I think it's a waste to go get that. Also, you know what I'd really like? Oh my god, that's really good. I'd like more workers. Battle perks are cheaper. Garbage slime is always at least somewhat hungry. This isn't great. Let's reroll. Ooh, automatically catches a fish. Let's get that, and let's get the fishing pond. Because I want to try that out too. So we're going to put that in there. We're already full up on that. I like the one where your workers get items. They just buy them from you. Okay, we have too much stuff. We need customers move faster, but I don't have any like customer perk along with that. Fishing pond, got it. Okay, so now we have auto fishing on this. So we have 2 fish there. It's gonna just automatically catch some from the pond. I'm gonna turn this off, and we're gonna collect all of these at once pretty soon. Is it catching a fish? It should do it. There's no timer showing. Come on. Come on. Yep, nice. Oh no, it says +0 mana. Oh, that's a bug. Okay. When you don't, I'll just fix it rather than type it out. It's easier to do that. Chef, slime. Grant mana if applicable. Mana bonus. If mana bonus is less than or equal to 0, return. There. Let me fix it. Hey, Warner, long time no see. I was just thinking about you. Are you still streaming regularly? I have been doing well. We're just doing a quick test. It'll probably be less than 10 more minutes because I don't think it's going to take very long to win. I just want to see, do the new perks I've been adding feel fun? All right, we got some of that. I need space. Oh, God. All right, you know what? Just stop battling for a second. We have too much stuff. I make workers move faster. That harvested all of my crops. Put this over here. Nice, nice, nice. We don't have any space there. We need yellow potions. Let's just send them back to the volcano for a second. Get us some yellow potions and turn this back off. Put a potion in there or 2. Nope, we're already set. Nice. Get some new perks. Get a town perk. I'm gonna get impulse buying. Yeah, let's do it. In fact, I wonder if that'll work for satisfying customer desires. Like, I'm gonna try this. I don't have the mana. All right, I'm gonna cheat for a second because I want to see what happens here. No, they bought it, but it didn't satisfy the customer desire. Okay. Shopping. What's it called? Ability ID. Shopping. What is it called? Impulse buying. Impulse buying doesn't satisfy customer desires, even if they buy the item they want. I've been failing to stream regularly. We enter crunch time at work and I end up my days demolished. Time left I use for regular daily tasks like eating and sleeping and family. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's very reasonable. And I think to some extent that's sort of bound to happen, at least here and there. So I hope you're not feeling too bad about it because it's a necessity. All right, they better buy this potion. And then we don't need them to fight here anymore. We need them to fight in like a much stronger area, maybe here. I don't even have a 4th adventure. Okay, let's get a new one. and let's throw them into battle. They're not going to help very much, but they'll absorb some hits. There we go. Fish give gold? Yeah, let's do it. I didn't actually test that. What happens when you automatically fish and you have fish give gold? As soon as there's a fish in here, it should catch it. We got 4 gold, yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's put these things up here. So I have shopping spree. I don't have mana. I need mana. Get free treasure chests. Okay. Oh man, what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? I like entropic magic. Oh, quick move menu, definitely. These are all really good. I'm gonna go with the expanded armor shop for now. All right, so now I can move stuff around really fast. There. Put these away. I'd like the warehouse to be upgraded. We're gonna get a free treasure chest soon, but I want to speed that up a little bit. I could also really use some more workers. In fact, let's click this, which will give me all my crops, which will give me a ton of crits. I can level up another couple times. Now we can probably go to the next location too. Battle perks decreased in cost. Expanded weapon shop. Do I need that? No, I don't think so. But I probably will. Yeah. This is very, very cool. I don't even want another adventurer. More mana, yes. The enchanter is much more desirable now that we have all these other perks. I still want storage space for the warehouse, though. Alright, there we go. Alright, so if I use shopping spree, which I can't afford yet, then they'll buy out like all of my stock. Let's get another town perk before that. Automatically eat from the warehouse when I'm max hunger? Yeah, I've been pretty much ignoring it. Alright, we have a lot of items there. So I'm going to click this button. We sold like 5 items that way. Pretty good. Yeah, it's really cool. Props give more sludge. Cloning, I definitely want cloning. Instant loot, I also really like this. Like a lot. I just really like this idea. But I think this is what I need. Flimsy fish, I'm not even fishing. I'm just letting the automatic fish catch them for me. And it's not even that fast. I'll reroll. Oh man, all of this is pretty good. Let's get more treasure stands. Yeah. This is for the witch doctor, which again, I don't have. We have way too many items. There. Another battle perk. Party's too powerful. I wonder if they can win in the next location. They're not like stupidly powerful. They're still dying. Oh my god, look at all those items. Oh man. Yeah, the warehouse needs to be bigger. We still need some like item stacking somewhere. I wonder if it should be in the warehouse itself and nowhere else. Alright, more mana for sure. Mana is just super awesome now. Well water's pretty good. All of these are nice. I'm gonna go with cloning again. Okay, so what do we got here? Let's make customers go a little bit faster. I'll do that. And then that'll free up a bunch of space. Yeah, nice. We're getting these. Yeah. What's this have in it? Rogue and Golem. We have both of those. Yeah, let's get some more keys. Pulling these up here. Get that. Yeah. It's definitely feeling better. But also I think it's not difficult enough. I probably need to increase the difficulty. Let's take that. I kind of want that. Like cloning. Oh, we can afford another one? Okay, I've already won. Take a picture of this. It doesn't play a sound when you win. Beat the challenge. It probably should. I don't know why it's not. All right, but keep playing for a sec. I want to get this, and I want to cast it. Well, I can't afford to really. Let's turn this off for a second. I'm gonna reroll until I get. Is it impulse buying? No, employee discount. That's what I want to find. It's not there. Wow, there are a lot of perks now. Because I didn't see the expanded warehouse either, and I wanted that too. All right, so I want to do this. And I'd like to get loot magnet as well, which I can't afford. I don't need any of this. Yeah, I'll start him in battle again. There's a carrot. We got a dagger, a shield, a cloak, etc. Yeah. Wow, so how many perks did I have? I didn't look at the picture. I had 37. I think 37 is probably how much you should have by the end of the challenge. And that the challenge should take longer. So like, I think 37 is a fine number, but beating it in 17 minutes is a little too fast. So like maybe we extend it by 8 or 9. Probably means slowing some things down. Also, being able to just use one battle party constantly doesn't feel great. I think we're giving too much loot. Yeah, I think that's a general problem. I only really need one battle party. I think we're getting too much loot. Well, giving too much loot. Yeah. We can tone that down. I also think farming is way too easy. The farming challenge is way too easy. Keep winning in like 17 minutes. Wow, I'm surprised at how much the enchanter now feels better. And all the spells are kind of interesting now too. I almost wonder if we shouldn't just be giving you free customers all the time. Skeleseller Valley. Yeah, the new perks feel great. I should probably write this down. New perks feel great. The enchanter especially feels like they got way better, as did fishing. I wonder what doesn't feel good now. Farming already felt good. The fishing pond and enchanter feel better. The warehouse just needs more storage. In fact, I wonder if there should be a perk that just says like get one more storage slot. I want the warehouse to have more storage. Maybe it should have item stacking and not the shops. So like you've got it in the source, but skeletons can still only hold one item at a time. That would allow the warehouse to technically hold up to what, like 192 items. That could be interesting for the game. Yeah. I think we should try this. Try stacking items in the warehouse, but not letting skeletons move entire stacks. That way you feel like you have a lot of items to work through. Yeah. But I guess you'd be able to move multiple at a time? I don't know. I'll need to look into that. Yeah, so okay, I think that's pretty much it for today's stream. I want to share a little bit of news here. So tomorrow, my goal is to launch a new version of the playtest. So what you just saw me playing is challenge mode. And we've been adding all these new perks. We've added... How many of these were since the last one? I don't remember if that one was there. But anyway, these are all new. So we added what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 new perks. 9 new perks. I'm going to rebalance how quickly you get meta perks. We're going to change the challenges themselves. So I got to work on balancing tomorrow. I want to add in that new spell too. At which point mana is going to be at a premium, huh? Yeah, I want to work on some balancing tomorrow. I want to try to add a little bit more content today. Yeah, there's a lot on the list. And we got to improve, bump the game version. Yeah, so I'm going to try to get some more stuff done today. That's how you count? That's how I count. Hey, Selvig. Thank you for the resub. And yeah, good to see you after a couple months, I guess. Okay, let's go find someone to raid. Off stream the rest of the afternoon? Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to stream in the morning today. I think I'm gonna raid Kit. Because Kit's a great streamer. And even if it's not dev stuff, raid Kit. There we go. Am I playing games sometimes? Not on stream, no, but I do off stream. Enjoy lunch? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. It should be a full day of work. Should be pretty packed with the amount of stuff we have to do. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you later. Have a good rest of your day.